Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Welcome back, everybody. Very good to see you. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm tired as hell, so I need you guys to give me the energy. Luckily, we will be covering a very ignorant and stupid person. So definitely that will get me triggered for sure. But I need you guys to have my back. Heard that, King Nirvana? Welcome. Very good to see you. So if you missed the most recent episode of the Culture War with Tim Pool, this lefty guy, Brain Shapiro, was on, and very ignorant, yet very confident. And it is this exact type of person where it is frustrating that we can easily see the difference between somebody like this guy that we're about to look at and, your blue-haired rap femme activist type person. And clearly the latter is worse. But that doesn't mean that these people aren't hugely damning and damaging to the landscape and to our politics in general. So let's dive in, right, guys. If you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
He's a husband. I despise a lot of the things he said. I thought he spread a lot of bad things.
Like what?
Okay, let's start off with Paul Pelosi. Okay, so, and I've watched this video extensively, and listen, he called out what happened to Paul Pelosi, the bludgeoned with a hammer, right? Yes. He said, "Oh, that was horrible what happened to him." But then with a smile on his face, this was like a day or two after. And by the way, Paul Pelosi almost was killed. Okay, the guy's in jail.
Don't forget to check out the new merch only at where is it? Oh, TheIndianJesus.com.
On his face, this was like a day or two after. And by the way, Paul Pelosi almost was killed. Okay, the guy's in jail right now. He said he would call one of his listeners a hero if someone put up the bail for this guy. He said it with a smirk on his face. And let's ask him some questions. He said it with a smile on his face. That would be like me going on the air, which, by the way, I would never do, and say, "Hey, let's raise some money for Tyler Robinson, and let's ask him some questions. And if you raise money for Tyler Robinson and get him out of prison on bail, you're a hero."
Is that real? I haven't seen the clip that he's talking about, but I'm going to guess that it was not some tongue-in-cheek like, "Hey, let's bail him out to talk to him." I would bet you it's something a little bit more along the lines of, "We want to know the information." That is about it. Shout out to Maverick being Frank. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. Trump did it. Trump did it just like he did Nipsey. What did he do? What did I miss? But welcome. Kirk. Oh, you're saying Trump killed? Oh, wow. I'm gonna need some more evidence on that, but we don't have much evidence on anything. But I don't think so. But hey, I'm always open to be proven wrong. Welcome.
And get him out of prison on bail. You're a hero.
I thought you liberals love getting people out on bail.
Tim, that is despicable. I am not a Nancy Pelosi fan. I'm not a Paul Pelosi fan. The guy almost died. Okay? I played the clip. You could play it for yourself. I think it's despicable.
We should. Well, and Brian, real quick, I mean, you're saying that you just disagreed with things he said, but
sure.
On October 30th, you said he's worse than garbage.
Yeah, I thought Charlie Kirk was garbage. I stand by that statement, and I'll give you reasons why.
On July 7th, you said you hated him.
Yeah.
I don't believe you that you just disagreed with things he said. That sounds like you.
Wait, hold on a second.
I'll happily answer that. I'll defend everything that I've said about.
Now, I'm not gonna.
Hey, look what we got early in the building: equality and difference. Because of vagina over on Rumble. Don't forget, guys, every single stream is live on X and Rumble. Follow to the liked and shared. Oh my goodness. Thank you so very much. You guys know that stuff is free. It is easy. It helps out the channel so very much. And it doesn't even matter if you think anyone's going to click on the link. Just by you telling the platform that you want more people to see it, they will show it to more people. Thank you. So I misspelled REKT in the title? No, I did not. Welcome.
Well, hold on a second.
I'll happily answer that. I'll defend everything that I've said about.
Now, I'm not going to outright defend every component of what Kirk said, but there is a little bit more context.
Yeah, I know there's context.
Charlie Kirk was saying so this is in the context of not knowing why the attacker did it. The speculation from a lot of people was that there was some illicit activity going on with the Pelosi's.
Which was not true.
It didn't make sense that they didn't have proper security. Who was this weird guy? Charlie Kirk said, bail him out and ask him some questions.
Yeah. So again, without hearing that I would assume it's because we want to have a better understanding. And if he's locked away and nobody's asking any questions, we're not getting any answers.
The guy almost died. Now, listen, let me be
You already said that.
clear.
Let me give you contemporary context matters.
You could do a 2-hour podcast, and in 99% of that podcast, you can call out what happened to Paul Pelosi. But with a smile on your face, if you call somebody a hero
It's
for
not
bailing
good
a guy
enough.
out who almost killed somebody,
I mean, I'm looking
I
at
hate people who talk like
Politico.com.
that.
And then you can say, oh, yeah, it's bad that he died, but he was a piece of garbage. I stand on that. Well, rules for thee, not for me.
For bailing a guy out who almost killed somebody.
I mean, I'm looking
I
at
hate people who talk like
Politico.com.
that.
I'm looking at
I
the
hate
New
that.
York Times.
I hate that.
I'm looking
It's
at all
hard to
these.
believe.
Shut up, bro.
I mean, I'm looking
I
at
hate people who talk like
Politico.com.
that.
I'm looking
I
at the
hate
New
that.
York Times.
I hate that.
I'm looking
It's
at
hard
all
to
these
believe.
Notice how he's purposely talking over Charlie so that we can't hear.
hate
places,
that.
and there's a little bit of mention here. For example, Politico says top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault.
So maybe we should bail him out and ask questions so that we can figure out what's going on. Again, still my own speculation.
Of course you should reject any link. Why is the Republican Party, why is the conservative movement to blame for gay schizophrenic nudists that are hemp jewelry makers breaking into somebody's home, or maybe not breaking into somebody's home? Why are we to blame for that exactly?
See, I got to pause real quick.
That's not the clip that I was talking about, but yeah, go ahead.
Contemporary, there's more. It's
Gotcha.
another minute.
I got you.
Yeah, he's like, I don't recognize this. Yeah, that's because you didn't watch the whole clip, bro.
Contemporary context is what's important. We cannot look back after already knowing the details you know and scoff at a comment made at a time when we didn't know.
Okay, here's what I will say to
And
that.
why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco,
So he's maybe smiling about the fact that he's saying amazing patriot in a tongue-in-cheek way, not, actually laughing at the situation.
by the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like $30,000 or $40,000. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions.
It's not a hero, Tim.
No matter what his bail is, they're going after him with attempted murder, political assassination, all this sort of stuff. I'm not qualifying it. I think it's awful. It's not right. But why is it that in Chicago, you're able to commit murder and be out the next day? Why is it that you're able to trespass, second-degree murder, arson, threat of public official, cashless bail? This happens all over San Francisco, but if you go after the Pelosi's...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's not
So
true.
the full context is whether he's right or wrong.
He was wrong. Attempted murder, he's wrong.
He's making an argument that
But you didn't know that. We didn't know that at the time, which is exactly the point that Tim said to you 3 different times.
in these jurisdictions, they tend to revolving door a lot of these criminals, but not the guy who attacked Paul Pelosi. And he's making 2 points as it pertains to a midterm hero who would bail him out. And that is show Democrats this is what you do, and also ask him questions, because at the time they didn't know if this guy was like buying drugs or
Tim,
something.
I understand what you're saying, but the point that I'm just trying to make here, and I can give you many of other examples, the day after somebody is almost killed with a hammer, you can have a conversation about, well, geez, why are these people not getting bailed out, and why are these people getting bail? To call somebody a hero or a patriot,
A midterm hero.
yeah, he also a patriot, just like, it's
I
funny,
think they'd be a patriot
it's
because
ridiculous.
they would be able
He's
to ask
trying.
that question.
He's trying so hard to grasp at his pearls, and everybody's like, "Yeah, what? What?
Questions, which
That's
got
not your-
information, which
Ask him
then
questions.
affected the
guy-
midterms.
Don't you think it'd be a little bit more prevalent for law enforcement to ask him questions than somebody who bails him out? It's ridiculous.
It's immaterial. I give Charlie Kirk's statement here a D-.
Okay,
It was,
I appreciate that.
I don't think it was a good thing to say, but I understand the greater context of what he was saying.
Shout out to Marilyn. Welcome to the party. So even still, we can have Tim saying, you know what? Yeah, okay, maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. Maybe that wasn't even the best thing to say. But to act like he was laughing at this is ridiculous. Claudia says, Tim polishes dome and blind Lefty into submission. Not quite, but I bet you he could. I bet you he could. Maverick said, Erica Kirk and Andrew Tate ran ex-trafficking rings in Romania. Trump was in on it. Oh, man. Going hard today. Let's see that evidence.
Albeit Charlie has had many statements where it's like, Charlie, you could have said that a lot better. If he came out, you shouldn't call someone a hero over this. It was very, very bad. At the time, we were all speculating as to what this actually could have been because it was weird that the Pelosi's wouldn't have active
Did
security.
Matt Gaetz or Ted Cruz?
Shout out to Behave. Welcome to the party. Again, guys, I apologize. I'm a bit tired and not feeling at my best, so I need you guys to whip me up into a frenzy. Because did Charlie's wife move on already?
What?
I don't think so. Is she with a new man or something?
Actually could have been because it was weird that the Pelosi's wouldn't have active security.
Did Matt Gaetz or Ted Cruz apologize when they tweeted out that it was some sort of gay, retweeted and tweeted out that it was a gay
Look,
relationship?
if you want to nitpick every time someone posted some silly nonsense,
Let's call it all out. It's wrong. But why don't they
Okay, did you apologize for calling Charlie Kirk garbage? Well, maybe they believed what they said.
apologize for it? Why don't they retract? They never apologize.
because it's a war.
That's not a legitimate excuse.
It's not an
terrorist
excuse,
attack in
it's
New
an
Orleans.
objective fact.
The terrorist attack in New Orleans. We were being told that it was an undocumented
no one's
immigrant.
excusing. The fact of the matter is,
Why can't people
two
apologize?
factions are trying to rip each other to shreds, and you're not going to convince people on the right to apologize when the left doesn't apologize either.
I disagree with you.
The left is not going to apologize.
That's all he ever has to say. From what I skipped through, I disagree with you. He has no arguments. He just disagrees with what everybody else says. Yeah, Candace Owens is definitely not helping. I think Candace needs her own help.
Bro.
Okay, I can give you many examples of the left.
And I can give you
apologizing,
many
including
examples of
Joe
the right
Biden.
apologizing.
When does Donald Trump apologize for something?
Donald Trump?
Yeah, he's the
Singular
leader. He's the
example.
leader of the Republican Party.
Singular. When has Obama apologized for the drone strikes?
Well, that's your opinion.
No,
I'm
the
talking
point
about
is-
Yo, that's not an opinion.
comments that you've made and
We can easily pull up instances where the left and the right have apologized for things. As to each other, it is mostly, and this is the funny thing, 'cause I always find myself in these positions where I'm like, yes, the right's not going to apologize, and leftists are like, the right, oh, you are unable to step back from your position and see what's going on. I am telling you, the right is going to say nasty things about the left and never apologize for it, and the left is going to say nasty things about the right and never apologize for it.
Doesn't make it right.
Because indeed, it's not right. It doesn't matter. It's a war. Donald Trump going after Letitia James and Adam Schiff is not because he's like, I want retribution. It's because he's like, I'm at war with these people. He is going after them for,
I understand what you're
for I would say, tangible political effects that he wants to obtain. He's not like Adam Schiff's going to suffer. He's going, take Adam Schiff off the chessboard.
okay, I understand, Tim. I understand what you're saying, but it
He's gonna keep saying that too. I understand what you're saying, but I disagree.
goes back to my original question, which I disagree with you on. And if you could give me another example, can you name me? And again, I'm sorry for the loss of your friend. I am a compassionate person. What happened to him is terrible, and I want to emphasize that over and over again. And by the way, any Democrat, anybody, I'm not talking about an elected official who has celebrated his death, is despicable. And I've called that out on my show constantly. We need to call out political violence on both sides. It does happen on both sides. We had a guy go into a church in Michigan who was a huge Trump supporter who shot up a bunch of people.
Oh, that's not what happened there. What happened? Well, can you still hear me? Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was not the situation there. That was not political at all. Wasn't that a personal beef?
just making
What
the
was
case.
that one?
He went in there. He's a huge, staunch Trump supporter. He went in there and
Why
he
did
shot
he
a bunch
do
of
it?
people. People are saying because he was anti-Christian. It was a Christian.
A Trump supporter was anti-Christian and shot up a church in the name of Trump.
What?
I could be wrong.
This was the Mormon, right?
I don't know what his religion was. I just know that
This
he was
was
a Trump
the
supporter.
right, but this was a Trump supporter indeed.
Yeah.
He had American flags.
Sure,
but he had the attack wasn't political.
But
Yeah. This was the guy had a problem with individuals in the church. and
Right.
getting-
But
so
he
it
was a
wasn't-
Nope, personal beef, just like I said. Guys, don't forget that we do have the stream goal at the top of the chat. We can get not only my puny ass doing push-ups, but of course we can get a special treat for Morty. I need your help on both counts. Let's get it in. Every single donation comes with a treat for Morty. Why do we keep doing that?
Yeah. This was the guy had a problem with individuals in the church. And
Right.
getting
But he was a Republican. He was a Trump.
That's not political violence.
Okay, well, listen.
I also don't believe your full-throated condemnation when you said you hate him and you believe he's worse than garbage. I think Osama bin Laden was that, and I celebrated.
Okay, so there's
Why
a
aren't you
difference.
celebrating?
Okay, I hate.
Ooh, if he is garbage and he's dead, why wouldn't you celebrate that he died? We all celebrated when Osama bin Laden died.
Worse than
Great
garbage.
point.
I think Osama bin Laden was that, and I celebrated.
Okay, so there's
Why
a
aren't you
difference.
celebrating?
Okay, I hate people that.
He hates people. He admitted it. We got you.
He said he hates Charlie Kirk.
I don't hate Tim. I don't hate Tim because we're both two bald white brothers. But I actually.
See, there you go, equality. The reason they're both wearing hats is because they're both bald AF. Speaking of bald AF, shout out to Funkmaster Guam Tech. Who was it the last time I said Guam Tech when it was someone else? I don't know. I told you guys I'm not at my best today. But welcome to the party again. Saying liked and shared. Oh man, do I have the side quest for you? I'm gonna try to wait to bring it up at a good time. But oh man, I am so happy you're here, brother. Welcome.
Charlie Kirk.
I don't hate Tim. I don't hate Tim because we're both two bald white brothers. I actually am enjoying this conversation, even though I've been called retarded. That's okay.
You can't do that. I'm mixed race. You can't. You're oppressing me.
Listen, I'm going to be very clear on this, okay? I hated Charlie Kirk. Okay, now, it doesn't mean that I wanted him to be murdered. I want to be very clear on that. He was a father. He was a husband. My understanding, he was a good father, right? I hate the constant attacks on brown people, on gay people, on women who get abortions, calling them murderers, which by
they are
the way he's called time and time
correctly
again, which I think is absurd. I don't like what he stood for. Now, I give him credit for building what he built with turning.
That's so weird. I put that in the. You guys see the chat that I just put in the chat, right? You notice how it's not there. Let's see if it'll send it. Nope, won't send it. Sorry, equality. That is why Rumble is superior.
I don't like what he stood for. Now, I give him credit for building what he built with Turning Point USA. Quite an accomplishment, the following that he had. But I'm not going to celebrate his life. I would certainly never celebrate his death. I can tell you, I hate Donald Trump.
Look.
I hate everything he stands for. Doesn't
very angry, just angry, so angry.
Mean that I want him to be assassinated, because I don't. What happened to Charlie Kirk is terrible for the country. It's terrible. It's terrible what happened that day. I know people that were 10 feet away. It's awful. And I was emotional because I'm a human being and I have compassion for people. I can hate what somebody stands for and still have compassion for somebody.
I didn't have compassion for Osama bin Laden.
I'm not. You think I would compare? Hold on a second. That's ridiculous. You think I would compare Charlie Kirk to being a mass murderer and a terrorist?
He's worse than garbage.
Okay, saying somebody is worse than garbage is not saying that I think he's a terrorist that's responsible for murdering.
Okay, so tell us what it is that you thought about Charlie Kirk. What exactly is the garbage that is Charlie Kirk in your mind?
To that. That's a ridiculous.
But let's move a little bit forward because we've got a few minutes left. And
okay.
You brought up abortion.
Yeah.
I'm curious what your abortion position is.
Oh boy, we're another.
I know it's the hottest subject. You know, it's like the hardest.
So here's my opinion, Tim. Okay, if it was like a 6
my body, my choice, and unless it comes to the vaccine, and then your body, my choice.
Month or 4 month thing, I would be okay with that. I think it's reprehensible if there are women out there that are using abortion as birth control, but I don't want to tell
6
a woman.
months.
I don't want to tell a woman what to do with her body. Okay.
Okay. Well, how about a baby's body?
I don't want the government involved in telling women what to do with their bodies. I don't know what it's like to be pregnant. Yes, I can.
6 months is viable.
Okay, well, maybe 4 months. I'd be okay with that as well. But
just throwing numbers out, just like, well, whatever makes you happy. I don't actually believe any of this.
Especially in some states in this country, if you're the victim of incest or rape, you have to be forced to have that child. I find that to be reprehensible. And for the people out there that are
ask why. Ask why. Because people like Charlie have been very, very clear about articulating why they are comfortable with that. And usually it'll be in a crowded thing. And he'll be like, okay, statistically, at least one person here was from our pair incest. And can you tell me who they are? Nope. Because it's still a human.
Anti-abortion, and I don't call it pro-life. For the people out there that are anti-abortion, I ask you this question. How many people have you adopted? How many children have you adopted?
A lot, actually.
Okay, well, I know a lot of people that have not. And there are hundreds of thousands of kids right now, Tim, that are waiting to be adopted, okay? If abortion is...
So there's kids that should be adopted, therefore it's okay for me to kill babies?
What?
That's the logic there. Or that you don't actually believe... It'd be even more fair. You don't actually believe it's a human being because you're not adopting other human beings.
What? Of kids right now, Tim, that are waiting to be adopted. Okay, if
talk about what about us?
Abortion is illegal across the country. What are we going to do with all those kids?
It's a responsibility thing too, though.
But this is hold on. This is not a real argument. This is.
Notice how this guy here that got.
It's a responsibility thing too, though.
So obviously, we're just going through the clips. We're not going through the whole podcast, but he was the other guest, and I find it endlessly hilarious that Tim has this show where he brings on two opposing views, and then it's usually the guy that disagrees with him and Tim, and then the other guy just sits there.
Abortion is illegal across the country. What are we going to do with all those kids?
It's a responsibility thing too, though.
But this is hold on. This is not a real argument.
Yeah, Quality said, let's explore some definitions. Murder, the taking of innocent human life. what is an abortion? The terminating of the result of a human reproduction, an innocent baby. So abortion is...
Hell no.
That was the thing. Abortion is literally murder.
This is like
You think abortion's murder?
Well, so if we can adopt every kid,
hold
we ban abortion.
on. The adoption thing is a meme, I think. It's like a generality that's not correct. I think the highest rates of adoption are among pro-life religious families, like the Coney Barrett.
Evangelicals, Catholics.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And
I want-
this is not a real argument by the numbers.
And also, if we were to have every child adopted, can we then ban abortion?
Yeah, right. Like, what? I don't see how the two are connected. All you're trying to do is attack the legitimacy of whether or not I believe that a fetus is a human being. And if I care about human life and human beings and I don't want them to die, then I should be adopting all these kids. But I can't do that. What I can do is prevent from nutting inside some chick so that she has to kill the kid because I can't pay for it. It's not complicated. It's not complicated unless you're brainwashed.
A real argument by the numbers.
And also, if we were to have every child adopted, can we then ban abortion?
Listen, if you want to have
Oh, yeah, how
100,
about that?
if you want to have 100 kids, Tim, wearing beanies, you're allowed to do that. And I would say have as many children as you like.
Okay, how about having no children? Am I allowed to do that? Okay, how about killing children? Because that's what we're talking about.
But I don't like telling other people what to do. You can vote for you want. You can have an abortion. Listen, it's a very difficult
I'm just like, hey, man, just like whatever you feel like, man. Like, I'm just like a nice guy, man. Tolerating intolerance.
thing for any woman to choose to do so. But I don't want to tell, just like I didn't want people to be forced to get the jab.
Abortion as contraception, you think should be allowed. Not good, but legal.
I think that's reprehensible. I'd also be okay with, limiting how many abortions somebody could have. Obviously, if somebody has 5 abortions,
We got a problem.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip.
All right, that's our first one. Let's move. Where is the fucking... What happened to the next button? All right. And of course, usually the podcast is like 3-4 hours long, so we're not going to be able to get through all
You're
of it.
making a lot of arguments that are not related. You're making
This one is Tim Pool goes off on Brian Shapiro during immigration debate. Anti-Trumper slams ICE.
You're making a lot of arguments that are not related to each other. You can
just saying things.
Talking about
So
immigration.
let's try this. I have prioritized the field mouse problem in this building, and I have told all of the staff here my priority is the field mice. But one day Tate walks in and I caught a cricket, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing to the crickets? Why the fuck won't you stop the field mice?" And I'm like, "Bro, we got the field mouse traps everywhere. You're just looking at the one instance where I've caught a cricket. Why are you mad at me?"
There's also more crickets.
We're talking about healthcare. We're talking about immigration. What has Donald Trump in the
You
last
are-
9 years that has helped us when it
You
comes
have
to our
no
healthcare?
examples to prove they are not prioritizing violent criminals.
I just gave you the statistic.
No,
You just
you're
said-
telling me that they've gotten people who are not violent criminals, who perhaps are easier
No, they
to
haven't gotten
apprehend.
people. The majority of people that they've
Because
apprehended
they're
are not violent.
easier to apprehend. But does that mean they're not focused or prioritizing criminals? You're not making an argument.
So
This is like, what did I just see? Brian Tyler Cohen. I was just watching either today or yesterday's Piers Morgan episode, and he was like, the press secretary literally said that Trump's #1 priority is the East Wing. And Michael Rose was there, and he was like, that's not true at all. They were talking about renovations and stuff like that, and he said of those things that that's the priority. Like, these lefties will lie about anything. Yes, I don't want to birth as many babies as possible. I'd be willing to adopt too. Hopefully in a year or two, I will get knocked up and married. I'm here waiting for you, girl. Let's go. Let's go.
But does that mean they're not focused or prioritizing criminals? You're not making an argument.
getting ICE agents to show up outside of courtrooms
is not a question of priority. It's a question of you saw a thing happen.
They said their priority. This is Tom Homan's own
It
word.
is.
How many agents are focused on narco gangs, cartels, etc.?
I don't have the numbers.
Exactly. You're not making an argument.
More
Just saying things. Honestly, this podcast was so infuriating to listen to. All this guy did was jump from one talking point to the next without having any details on any of it. It was just whataboutisms and headlines, and that is the problem. That he wasn't making any radical ideas. He was just doing just good enough at batting down the truth so that other people could watch this podcast and be like, that Brian guy, I mean, he wasn't the best, but he seemed to have some good ideas. Now I ask you, is that more or less dangerous than an Antifa podcast? Actually, I'm going to make that a poll. Is this guy more or less dangerous than an Antifa podcast?
Cartels, etc.
I don't have numbers. in front of me.
Exactly. You're not making an argument.
More people have been deported.
That's
that are
not
nonviolent criminals.
related to what you're
I figure
saying.
the prioritization
I
would
think
be
you
around
lack the
tracking and
cognitive ability to connect the dots.
No, I think I do, and I think this comes
let's
down
try
to
this again. A priority doesn't mean the outcome is guaranteed.
I understand that.
So pointing out a bunch of nonviolent criminal aliens were arrested doesn't mean they're not prioritizing violent criminal aliens.
Okay, well, it doesn't appear to me that they are. And if
But
you
that's-
think that
again,
they are,
It doesn't appear to my beautiful eye, my all-seeing eyes.
doesn't mean they're not prioritizing violent criminal aliens.
okay, well, it doesn't appear to me that they are. And if
But
you
that's-
think that
again,
they are,
that's
So it went from it's not to, well, I don't see it.
opinion and not
okay,
an argument.
well, if you think that they are, then you're entitled to your opinion. But I don't believe that they are.
Nope. Facts is facts is facts is numbers is facts.
When you're tackling people and nonviolent criminals outside of courthouses in front of Home Depot or teachers, I've
Again,
seen the
not
videos.
a
But
question
that's
of priority.
easy. You don't even need to track anybody for that. They're showing up to the courthouse.
No, there is no equal. Is this guy more or less dangerous than an Antifa podcast? He is more or less dangerous. Let me know.
I've
Again,
seen the
not
videos.
a question
That's
of priority.
easy. You don't even need to track anybody for that. They're showing up to the courthouse and telling you who they are. So, like,
that's
you
not a
need to
question
use
of
the resources
priority.
to track the
Yeah,
criminals.
These things
I
you're
disagree.
pointing out are two different situations.
You pointed out that 40% of those deported are violent criminals. That's outsized from the percentage of legal immigrants that are here that are actually violent criminals. So Trump is actually punching above his weight when it comes to.
I want.
I'm glad I can't say that. Can I put this up on the screen? You know what? I still got the strike. At the end of the month, we'll go back. If you say something like this, I will bring it up on the screen. I will read the first half, though. $20 from Equality and Deference because vagina. So get well soon. So we can go do mean things to all of the people. You fill in the blanks. Thank you. So very, very much, of course, making you the new sponsor of the stream. Guys, that's already $20 out of 50. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not want to do any push-ups. So that is exactly why you should make me do push-ups. Equality, thank you so very, very much. And of course, a treat for Morty. Let's fix that banner.
So you pointed out that 40% of those deported are violent criminals. That's outsized from the percentage of legal immigrants that are here that are actually violent criminals. So Trump is actually punching above his weight when it comes to deporting violent criminals.
I want violent criminals out of this country.
Well, all
I'm
criminals.
clear on that.
So he's
How
doing
about
really well.
all
If
Okay,
40,
so
if
you
40
want. Hold on a second. So you want accountability for criminals? Is that right, Tim?
Yes.
Okay. Then why would you support a 34-count felon?
He's not a felon.
this is the craziest whataboutism I've ever seen.
What was he charged
Not
with?
what about is?
What's the criminal
What does that have
charge?
to do with
Is he
immigration?
a 34-count felon, convicted
not.
felon? Yes or no?
No.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He wasn't sentenced, but he was
Nope.
convicted by a jury. Was he not?
It's not.
Was he found guilty or not guilty of 34 counts?
What were the charges?
I'm asking you a question.
The answer is no.
Why do you answer the question?
answer-
You're the one with the cognitive difficulties.
The
Why don't you
answer is
my
no.
question?
The answer is
So-
no. The answer is no again. No again.
Look, he thinks he's doing a thing. He thinks he's doing a thing as if this hasn't already been done on this show. And again, real quick, if you guys just join us, check out the new merch. I mean, it's not that new, but it's new for me. We can still see the folds in the shirt. South Park, me and Morty, get your own at TheIndianJesus.com.
No again. Now tell me what he was charged with.
So wait, the jury did not find Donald Trump guilty.
Correct. Yes.
I mean, the earth isn't flat, Tim.
What was he charged with?
What? Wait, you just said a jury did not find him guilty.
Indeed, that's correct.
Where are you getting that from?
Because Trump.
He's baiting you. He's baiting you because he knows that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So he can give a little bit of ground and be like, no, I don't. Did they convict him? What were the crimes? I must have missed that. What were the crimes? Oh, you don't know? Because they don't exist.
You just said a jury did not find him guilty.
Indeed, that's correct.
Where are you getting that from?
Because Trump was never actually charged with any real crimes.
Okay, so you're saying
So hold on. Is your argument? Did a group of people?
So we'll jump back into this. But Quantex said this guy is more dangerous for sure. Antifa at least goes on info, even if they're wrong. This guy is just following headlines like a sheep. Being extreme to a fault is better than being ignorant. He's also a representative of the average anti-Trumper who can't get past first order thinking to actually make an argument. Bingo. He is who Big Brother would have loved to work with. Well fucking said. And yeah, I agree. I agree. This is way more dangerous and way more relevant for us to address and correct. So if one more person who saw this podcast sees this and at least has, some barrier into thinking, maybe that guy's a smart guy and Tim's just mean, then you are welcome, world. You are welcome, world.
Charged with any real crimes.
Okay, so you're saying.
So hold on. Is your argument? Did a group of people come together
whether
and
you agree or not is not the question. Okay.
Well, so we're having a conversation on the logic and the facts of the matter. And the facts of the matter is Trump was not legitimately charged with any crime, so he can't be found
That's your
guilty.
Opinion? That's your opinion.
It's a fact.
Okay, it's a fact.
It is indeed a
So
fact.
a jury found him guilty.
Of what?
You're wrong.
Of what?
Okay.
Of what?
You say 34 count felon.
Of what?
Okay.
Of
Well,
what?
did he
Of
not?
what?
I'm answering it. I'm answering it. Did he not make up and falsify business records?
He did not.
He did not.
That wasn't the case. Did you watch?
Why did you hit her? I did not.
I did.
So who actually?
So he
was
didn't break the law.
Who was accused of it?
He didn't break the law.
Who he did? He did not. Well,
Okay.
Perhaps
So
maybe.
in your opinion, perhaps
maybe
Okay.
no. Okay, stop. I'm going to mute you if you try and play that stupid stuff because you interrupt me while I'm making the point that perhaps
Go ahead.
maybe,
I'm listening.
perhaps maybe it was a misdemeanor falsification of business records.
That's funny. I've never seen in all the moments. I mean, I've missed a lot of Timcast and Cultural. I'm not claiming to have seen every moment, but that's the first time I ever heard him, argue to mute somebody, which is maybe personally to me, that's like another level of like, hey, we're here to have a conversation. I don't want to have to assert my authority. I just want to have the conversation. But Kanye was here. What was it? R.A. the man or whatever. You're not that guy. I am that guy. No muting necessary. No muting necessary.
Point that perhaps maybe,
I'm listening.
perhaps maybe it was a misdemeanor falsification of business records from his CFO. Perhaps, maybe. Don't cut me off when I say perhaps maybe to change the context of what I'm saying. Donald Trump was accused of misdemeanor falsification of business records by instructing a lower staffer we don't know he actually instructed. All because of Cohen making a claim about paying Stormy Daniels. Mm-hmm. This cannot be upgraded to a felony because it's what's called requiring an underlying crime, which never in the history of the United States has been done before. Donald Trump, in this charge, was convicted falsely.
In your opinion?
It's not an opinion. It is a fact.
So the judge got it wrong. The
Indeed.
courts got it wrong.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Yep. What? A judge getting things wrong? No way.
Right.
What was the underlying crime?
The problem I have. With
Answer the fucking question.
What was the underlying
Yes.
crime? 34 counts.
Of what?
Okay. Falsifying business records was
Underlying
one of
crime.
them.
Name it.
I don't have it right in front of me.
There isn't one.
Okay. But so you're saying that the judge got it wrong.
That's your opinion, man.
The jury got it wrong. He had the right to
For
defend
the love of
himself
all
in
that
a
is
courtroom.
holy.
They
This
all
is
You've already asked that question multiple times, and you've gotten the direct answer that yes.
the
it wrong.
problem with
Okay.
this country.
They all got it wrong.
What is the underlying crime?
He was convicted in a court of law, Tim.
What? Oh my God. What is the underlying crime?
What is the underlying crime?
Okay, let's stop.
He keeps just, what is the underlying crime? What is an underlying crime? Maybe we should be asking ourselves, what is crime itself? Talk about discount Jordan Peterson. Because of that, Ginger is always annoying. He thinks he knows what he knows shit. Yep. Shout out to Morgan's Hammer in the building. Welcome to the party. Said liked and shared again. Thank you again. Does not matter if you think anybody's going to hit the link that you share. Just by you telling more people that you want to see it, they will show it to more people. And of course, those likes really, really do help. Morgan's Hammer said, "Tested Timmy, gonna bite his head off." Oh, it's gonna get fun. It's gonna get fun.
What is the underlying crime?
What is the underlying crime?
Why did you even do that?
Okay, let's stop.
I think Tim wants you to point it out.
Wait.
Highlights.
Watch it.
Yeah,
What?
go ahead.
What was he charged with? Just give me the sentence. Give me the single phrase.
What I know.
This is when people like this, I'll be like, okay, so finish this sentence. Trump was convicted of. That's my not so much a new. I've used it before, but I've start to see how effective it is, and of course, I've started to. It's very effective. Like, just finish this sentence. You start the sentence for them, and then they can't go off onto something else without looking really, really bad.
What was he charged with? Just give me the sentence. Give me the single phrase.
What I know is that he was a 34-count felon convicted.
Oh my
of criminal
God!
law. That's what I know.
What was he
I don't have
charged
the
with?
case. I don't have the case right in front.
You
of
don't
me.
know.
I don't have the case right in
You
front.
are in
of
a
me.
cult.
I'm in a-
Yep. Context that I just can't see myself to bring up topics that I know little to nothing about. I refuse to put myself in a situation like this where I can't provide proof for a single claim. Bingo. Right? Why would you want to do that? I don't want to. I don't understand. Like, clearly, homeboy here's got I don't know, supplements he's selling or something. But other than that, it is just wild. It is just wild. So I'm going to take this opportunity as Guantek is spitting facts to do a little side quest that's gonna go after him. But then I'm gonna do a little side quest. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do another side quest that goes after me. So some for you, some for me. All right, we're both gonna get some shit. Let's see it. So this guy always does. Hold on. This guy always does videos like such, where it is, if your friend is doing this, or that one guy that does this, and he acts like that guy, and then every video is like, hey, let's do the whatever the video is about, dance. And this one is, please do a BJJ guy. Oh, can we get full screen? Full screen, baby.
Wanna watch some Joe Rogan? Just hang out.
What's up, bro? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. What? I'm just being touchy. Just being touchy.
5'4" is actually a normal height for a man in America, so being short is a totally normal thing.
Yo, bro, you want to come over and just watch some Joe Rogan?
Yo, I think I'm getting like cauliflower ears because I've been doing so much like mat work.
Yeah, go up a second. Are you like the tallest person in your class? Because we all know the short kings love BJJ.
I'm a little guy, so I'm like super unpredictable. You never know what I'm gonna do. Just
I actually didn't realize how much this was coming after me.
tap. He's not tapping. I don't feel him tapping. I'm not gonna let go until he taps.
My goal is I want my whole face to look like Play-Doh. I want to be so smushed all the time.
Yo, let's watch Joe Rogan. Nothing better than when you're grappling your guy friend and your face is right there in his crotch. He's like dry humping you, but you're getting him. You're getting him. You're getting him. You're getting him. You're getting him.
Hey, do the MMA dance. Hey. It's better when you're out with your baby girl and you're like, don't worry, baby, I got us. I'm a fighter, so I'm just waiting.
He's not tapping. He's not I'm not gonna let him go if I don't feel him tap. Alright, fine, he tapped. But say I'm your daddy. Say I'm your daddy. Say I'm your daddy. All you had to do is say I was your daddy.
BJJ is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the when you're rolling around on the ground with a bunch of other dudes. So I actually didn't realize how much shit I got for that one. So now we got two that are going right after me. Even though there were short jokes in that one, I guess I'm gonna get shit from this too. So when your friend is a short king, baby, you know what happened? No. Oh, come on.
Stand on business.
Jesus Christ. What the hell? What the hell?
I'm a little guy. Let me guess, you have a boyfriend and you don't want me to ask for your number. Yeah, but I actually stand on business.
I say that all the time!
What, you don't like short guys?
Who cares if I'm little? I'm more of a man than you are.
Can I buy you a drink? No?
Yo, everyone look! I can do a backflip!
Who wants to wrestle? Why does
Akon could do backflips! Akon was 5'6", maybe 5'7", and he was into gymnastics when he was little and would do backflips. This is
height matter on a dating app? That's why I don't do dating apps.
I will.
That's fine, I wasn't into you anyways. I wasn't into you anyways. Okay, well, I don't find you attractive, so my height is a problem. I don't find you attractive.
We make for good cuddlers.
Yeah, we're gonna cuddle.
Short guys are just nicer, so...
No one wants to say it to my face, though.
I do have a chip on my shoulder. I'm literally the only one standing here on business. I have to let everyone here know that I'm a man. I'm a grown man.
Napoleon was actually a great leader, so like the whole Napoleon complex thing, it's kind of redundant, ran out, played through. Yeah, she said we're getting paid a little too much. The word little is actually offensive. Hey, do the little guy dance. Hey, we're little.
Who wants to race?
I'm competitive. I have to prove myself. I'm getting heightening surgery.
They're gonna shatter and break my kneecaps, and then I grow.
You can't walk for 10 years, but after that, it pays off. Yeah, so these are like my basketball highlights from when I was in middle school. Yeah.
Stop trying to pick me up. No, you're trying to like dry hump me. It's embarrassing.
We decided to slow this clip.
Oh, you don't even know. Because there's another one. Usually he's got all these different things, right? But no.
Why does height matter?
The short guys. When it comes to the short guys, we gotta we gotta go two different videos. I saw both of these today. It's like goddamn. All right. We just I don't know what I missed.
Apps are so dumb.
Hey, babe, can you not wear heels tonight? No, like, why is it the first thing that girls ask, like, how tall I am? Like, who cares?
That's fine, I wasn't into you either. No, I wasn't into you either. Why do girls care how tall I am? Is that because, like, they're superly freakishly tall? That's probably what it is. They're, like, freakishly tall.
been taking boxing lessons because I'm a little guy.
5'7" is actually the average height for a male.
No, do you know they're gonna make it illegal to start asking men how tall they are in our country?
No, they're gonna start taking the height off of licenses, because it doesn't actually matter how tall you are. Honestly, if the first date is her idea, then she can pay for the bill. She basically asked me out. Why does the guy always have to pay on the first date? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I hate roller coasters.
Nah, because tonight when we go out, I'm gonna be so loud and aggressive, I'm gonna start a fight tonight.
What's wrong with being a little guy?
I wasn't in DV. And a little bit of advice, don't ask about height on the dating apps. It doesn't really matter. That's fine, I don't find women that look like you attractive.
Apparently they're gonna start lowering the nets in basketball so people of like average height can start playing basketball. So I'm in like a support group for guys that are little and short.
So short kings get a lot of hate in our country?
So I'm in a support group for short kings.
Can you guys back up? I can't even see Travis Scott performing. You guys are like dry humping.
I will be honest. Being short at concerts is not fun. All right? It's not fun. But I mean, hey, you know, like, goddamn, a little too on point. No, but the second one was a little bit too much more of like a nice guy liberal one, but still funny. I don't know. Anyway, side quest over. Let's dive back in.
Good.
What was he charged with? Just give me the sentence. Give me the single phrase.
What I know is that he was a 34-count felon convicted.
Oh my God!
Do you know that?
That's what I know.
What was he
I don't have
charged
the
with?
case. I don't have the case right in front
You
of me.
don't know.
I don't have the case right in
You
front
are
of me.
in a cult.
I'm
You
in
are
a
a
cult?
cultist.
How am I a
Yes.
cultist?
You don't know what you're talking about, and
I
you're
don't know what I'm
zealously
talking
arguing
about.
for it.
I don't know what I'm talking about. You're the one who just looked me in the eye and told me that a jury did not find him guilty. Now you can
Stop.
you
Let's try this
disagree with
again.
it.
What was he charged with?
Again,
You don't know? Do you know or do you not know?
he falsified.
There you go. That's the way to put it. I'm not living rent-free in his head. He's, yeah. There you go. Okay, I read it the other way around. There you go. It's all right to be itty-bitty. Hey, you know what? I'm not even saying it. Not even going to say it.
This
Agree
again.
with it.
What was he charged with?
Again,
You don't know? Do you know or do you not
he
know?
falsified business records. Okay.
What's the charge?
I don't have the charges.
You
right
don't
in front of
know,
me.
do you?
So finally, we get to the point that you realize, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know why it's so difficult to just be like, I don't know what the actual charge was. I was getting 5'8". I'm one of the smallest dudes in my class and my friend group. I love being the littler guy. Yeah, I bet you do. I bet it's nice to be a littler guy. I bet you it is.
I don't.
Maybe you should then say, I don't know. Maybe. How about you say this? I don't know.
You can tell me what
You
the
say, I don't
charges
know?
are, but he was still convicted in a court of law.
Do you want to say, I don't know?
Disagree with it.
He
I don't
was-
have it right in front of me. That doesn't mean that I'm wrong with what I'm saying.
It's
It doesn't mean that you're wrong. You just are wrong.
You're still
certainly
convicted.
does because you don't know what you're talking
So
about.
he wasn't found guilty in a court of law.
He was not found guilty in a court of
That's
law.
the only point I was making.
Of a criminal action for which falsification was an aggravated factor. You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
It is one of the most controversial.
I would just be like, can you even just say what I just said? Do you have any idea what the fuck I just said to you? I know I spat a lot of big words at you. What did I just say to your face right now? Oh, that would have been a dunk. You'd be like, well, we felony count and aggravated. Now, to be fair, I can't articulate what he just said, but I'm not pretending to. Shout out to Waco Mine. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you. You have a soul. I have a soul. Oops, sorry, but no soul for the ginger. Sorry.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what
Yeah, that's the only two groups you can still make fun of. Short people and gingers.
I'm talking about.
It is one of the most controversial cases in U.S. history where for the first time an aggravated charge was placed without the government proving an underlying case. They upgraded misdemeanors, which require an underlying crime, but they never proved a crime
So let me ask you a
actually
question.
happened.
And why couldn't his attorneys prove that in a court of law?
They did! Bro, this is why it's under appeal and they have not issued a sentence yet.
So in our country,
don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, here's what I do.
You can't even name the charges. You don't know who was who.
Just because I can't name the charges doesn't mean he wasn't convicted in a court of.
I'll give you that.
Falsified the records.
Well, he didn't falsify the records per se, but
So that means that he didn't commit the crime. Falsification of business records requires somebody to falsify business records.
people that were doing it, that were behind
All right,
it
let's slow
were.
down. Let's slow down and calm down. You don't
He's guilty because somebody else did a thing.
know the facts of the case.
Do you know all the facts in the case?
I know
You have more,
plenty of-
a lot more than you
evidence
do,
the jury-
homie.
What the jury heard?
And again, even still, he's trying to play. Do you know? Could you tell if I didn't? So 5'8" is tall for Guamanians. That's the white boy in me. Well, lucky you.
Do you know all the facts in the case?
I know
You have more.
plenty of.
Where do you get off? Where do you get off?
What the jury heard?
I have a good plenty of more evidence than you to found my arguments.
Okay, but did you have the evidence that the jury had?
Indeed, it was all released.
Oh, you had all the evidence that the jury saw.
So we're not going to speak in absolutes. The American public was privy to the information and the jury testimony, and juries gave.
All right, so he's innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. The left went after him. It was George.
Make a real argument.
Okay, sure. You have a 6-year-old daughter, right? Which, by the way, congratulations.
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you had a daughter. I
do, but she's not 6.
Well, by the way, congratulations on that.
I appreciate it.
So
now we're nice again.
I like good-spirited kids. I like this stuff. So
shout out to Ryan Radical Coder. Shout out to Ryan Radical Coder. I'm calling him Ryan for the rest of the show. I mean, his name is already Brian, but we're dropping the B.
I like good-spirited kids. I like this stuff. So Tim, if your daughter was 12 or I don't know how old she is, but if she was 12 or 13 years old and she was in a pageant and a creepy man went in there without her permission and talked about it sexually on the Howard Stern show, which he did.
Wait, hold on.
Yep.
Were we
I don't know what's funny about that.
Were we just talking? We're just talking about the court case.
We're talking about the moral aspect of Donald Trump now because we've talked about morals.
Oh, he's a pig.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have
he
you know, like a politician.
He's got serious decorum problems and attitude problems.
Forget about
you know, like a politician.
Stop World War III, though.
Forget about the legal argument for a moment, okay? Forget about the legalities of Donald Trump. I'm just asking.
You don't have to forget them because you didn't know them in the first place.
Stupid.
Forget about the legal argument for a moment, okay? Forget about the legalities of Donald Trump. I'm just asking.
So he's not a felon.
Why should we forget about that?
Well, because I'm asking about morals now. I'm talking about the morals.
Well, because I don't have anything else to say about that, and my point didn't land, so let's talk about something else.
I'm just asking.
So he's not a felon.
Why should we forget about that?
Well, because I'm asking about morals now. I'm talking about the moral aspect of why I don't support him, okay? And I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
So if you want to do that, then you should say, okay, I concede. I don't have enough information to tell you why it is on legal grounds that I think he should not be the president or this, that, whatever point you're trying to make. I don't have all the facts, but I think that I am justified in some level because of X, Y, and Z. But you're right. I don't have enough facts, so I'm going to have to go home and read up on that. I don't think anything is going to change my mind, but I'm open to it. So since I can't have any further discussion on that, that's how you do that.
Morals now. I'm talking about the moral aspect of why I don't support him, okay? And I'm trying to have a conversation with you about morals. Are you comfortable? You're comfortable with the leader of the free world being a liable sexual abuser who's had dozens of women that have accused him of rape or sexual assault, including his ex-wife in court documents?
Was there somebody running who wasn't a sexual deviant? Who was running in one of the major parties that wasn't a sexual deviant between all three of them?
Abuser who's had dozens of women that have accused him of rape or sexual assault, including his ex-wife in court documents.
That's all bad.
It's all really, it's kind of really bad, isn't it?
You know what? I have a.
You know what else is bad? Sniffing children. You know what else is bad? 10% for the big guy. You know what else is bad? Lots of things that politicians do. We're not asking for anybody who is perfect. I mean, yeah. I mean, sure, fine. If you have a Jesus Christ figure, then I'll elect him. But it sure ain't Kamala.
No, that's all
documents.
bad. That's all bad.
It's all really, it's kind of really bad, isn't it?
You know what? I have a trouble with the United States of America, especially because Barack Obama murdered a 6.
Guamite? That sounds. I like. What did Equality say? Didn't you say Guamanian or something? Guamling. Okay, she said. Yeah, I would have thought. I forget what I just said, but yeah, it's a weird nation. It is.
I have a trouble with the United States of America, especially because Barack Obama murdered a 16-year-old American citizen by bombing a civilian restaurant in Yemen. Whataboutism?
I asked you a question about Donald Trump.
I agree with
Projection. Yep. And yeah, don't forget about his father, who was also killed without a trial or conviction.
In a restaurant in Yemen. Whataboutism?
I asked you a question about Donald Trump.
I agreed with you.
So why would you support somebody like that?
For the same
Because I wonder what the alternative was. World War III.
Donald Trump.
I agree with you.
So why would you support somebody like that?
For the same reason that people probably support Obama murdering children. The issue is
about Kamala. Name me one thing that Kamala Harris has done in her life.
Let's slow down and say the issue at hand is we always call this the lesser of two evils, and we could take a look at Donald Trump being slovenly and perverted and whatever you want to call him, and these are bad things. And I'm like, wow, this is why I didn't vote for him in 2016. And then you can take a look at what else you're up against. And you've got Joe Biden, warmongering crony who sold out this country to his brother for Iraqi contracts and 10% of the big guy, and the list goes on. You can take a look at the extension of the Obama administration, where Obama killed tons of children. He has the record for most children murdered by a Nobel Peace Prize holder. And most notably was the extrajudicial assassinations of Anwar al-Awlaki and Abdurrahman al-Awlaki. Now, you can make the arguments about Anwar al-Awlaki being a jihadi, but he was an American and we have due process. But then you get Abdurrahman al-Awlaki, who was a 16-year-old American citizen who was at a civilian restaurant in Yemen, and Obama blew him up. And when Obama was asked about it, he said, oops. And so
that's it. For an American citizen. And so they want to talk about, hey, look, I was right there with them when I forget her name, but that college student who wrote an op-ed in her school paper saying, please, my school, do not give any more money to Israel. Deported. I'm not down with that. But I was very open. As soon as I learned about what that was, I was like, hey, I'm not down with that. But you don't hear a lot of people bringing up the Alakis. The Alakis, right? Behaves said Obama bombed so many kids, and the media loved him even more. And like, you could make arguments about the W. You could make arguments about how people were cheering on the bombing and war and all that stuff. And yeah, that was bad. Clearly, that was bad in hindsight. But things were different. This was after 9/11 and all that stuff. By the time Obama was around, we had an entire generation, essentially. And still, shout out to all the Guamlings out there. Guamling with the $2. Thank you. So very, very much, of course. A treat for Morty, and that adds to the swole goal. 2 out of 15, 22 out of 50, guys. That's almost halfway. Let's hit that goal. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Let's dive right back in.
Yemen, and Obama blew him up. And when Obama was asked about it, he said, oops. And so they come to me and say, Trump's a pig. And I'm like, yeah, you got that right.
So first of all,
and then I've got to choose who I'm voting for on this one. And I'm going to tell you, you know what? They all suck.
Trump didn't run against Barack Obama, and I didn't vote for Barack Obama.
Biden,
I'm not here to defend Barack Obama.
No, I'm talking.
Yeah, but Biden essentially was Obama in any facet of language that matters. Except for the literal technical difference that one is this human being and the other is that human being. Then they are the same exact thing, except Biden was worse.
Come on, man.
Trump didn't run against Barack Obama, and I didn't vote for Barack Obama.
Biden,
I'm not here to defend Barack Obama.
No, I'm talking about
Donald Trump because you support Donald Trump.
Indeed. And
you're okay with supporting a pig who probably sexually abused a lot of people, who was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Probably. Oh, that is doing a lot of work there. Probably. Because isn't the real problem pusher behind USA politics involvement in the Middle East and everybody's buddy Israel? Yep. Nobody should be destroying kids to win a conflict. You lose so much humanity when you have to do that. It cannot get put back.
Bingo.
Agreed.
And you're okay with supporting a pig who probably sexually abused a lot of people, who was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He was best friends.
Now you're making things up.
Found liable.
Best friends with Epstein until the first conviction, when all of your buddies were still palling around
in a court of law for sexually abusing Each and Carroll. His own wife.
Play this game?
His own wife.
You don't want to play
a game.
You don't know. You don't know the facts of the case.
Okay, well, let's talk about the 24 or 25 other women.
No, let's do the Eugene Carroll thing.
Okay. So Barack Obama. So hold on. Barack Obama's. I will.
No, you brought it up.
Barack Obama is a murderer, and yet he was never convicted. It never was shown in a court of law. Nothing ever proven. But you can make blatant statements, Tim.
I know that this motherfucker's not trying to make the argument that even though we saw the footage of these people being blown up And it's been confirmed by anyone who matters that because it didn't go through a court, that it did not happen. It did not happen. The appeal to authority, the appeal to government is terrifying. It is terrifying. And this is why I agree with you guys that this is more dangerous than Antifa. Antifa is going to, fuck shit up. No question. But let's be honest, there's not a lot of them. There's too many. There's not a lot of them. And each individually, he's got a podcast. He's pushing all this bullshit. And he does so very confidently. I respect the ability to do this with so much confidence and yet such little information. Whether it's every day or every week or however often he's online talking to people, that is convincing people. Antifa, not so much.
It never was shown in a court of law. Nothing ever proven, but you can make blatant statements, Tim.
I'm not retarded.
I'm not retarded either, okay? I'm a pretty smart...
Aren't you, though? Aren't you, though?
Court of law says a thing is true. That doesn't mean it's true.
Gotcha. So unproven in a court of law, but Barack Obama's a murderer, and you're totally okay saying that. But Donald Trump never sexually abused anybody, even though liably found guilty in a court of law.
Let's slow down a minute. See, this is
just asking you.
This is the issue with liberals. You don't know.
I'm not a liberal. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a registered independent. You just called me a liberal. Let's be factually accurate, Tim.
The left.
Okay, I'm not the left.
You don't know.
I didn't
Yeah, you are.
vote for Obama. I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
You are left.
And so again, then just be fine. So okay, this is the problem with the anti-Trump crowd. Done.
Okay, well, you can say that, and I can call you a hard MAGA right, but it doesn't mean that you're right.
Okay, but you'd be wrong, and Tim would be right. And it's not just the two of you sitting alone in a room. We're all watching, so we can see. Yet again, another reminder that when you're in these positions, the people that you are trying to convince, or the person that you're trying to convince, the people is not the person that you're talking to. It is everybody else watching. You are not going to convince somebody of anything. Very, very, very rarely, if you have somebody with really good faith and very high confidence, will they be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I was wrong about that. I didn't know that." And for that to be the crux of the debate is very, very rarely to ever happen. If it walks like a lefty and quacks like a lefty, it's a lefty. Probably, but I'm a registered independent.
You are left.
Okay, well, you can say that, and I can call you a hard MAGA right, but it doesn't mean that you're right.
Too. But there's clearly distinct factions in the culture war, and there's a left and a right, which defines the overall.
I don't like sexual abusers. I would never vote for somebody like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Shout out to Waco Mine. You have a good one.
Well, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so Donald Trump never sexually abused anybody.
Tell me
the 25 women lied. His own ex-wife in court documents in a deposition. She under oath. His ex-wife said that he raped her.
You know.
People don't lie in court.
She went into teenage girls' locker rooms without their
bad
permission.
things. Yeah, bad things.
Oh, that's just bad.
Those are real bad. Those are real bad.
Locking the
You
keys in my
disagree
car
that
is a
that's
bad
bad?
thing. That's despicable.
Ryan?
So
you have a
tell
daughter.
me the case.
You have a daughter. Well,
Tell me
hold on
the
a second.
case.
I just talked about
No,
going
you
to
don't
teenage
know what
girls'
you're
locker
talking
rooms.
about.
I don't?
You don't.
Donald Trump bragged about it on the
Tell me
Howard Stern show.
Case.
Which case? E. Jean Carroll?
E. Jean Carroll.
So you want to go through the
You
case.
said proven in a court case. I said,
Well,
tell me
the
about
jury found him
But
liable.
You can't.
The jury found him
can't.
liable.
Thanks for.
Again, what he's trying to establish is that you don't know the facts of the case. You just outsource your thinking to other people. And if the jury says, well, this is what happened, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the reality is. You go to those people, and whatever those people say,
I'm gonna try this one more
those
time.
people are right.
I'm going to try this one.
That's it. That's the end all be all. It doesn't matter if I was there. It doesn't matter who said what. Juries and judges are infallible. So whatever was said is the truth. End of story. You get Quamtech in this banner.
I'm going to try this one more time. If you keep making non sequiturs,
It's not a non-sequitur.
He doesn't even, again, ask him what a non sequitur is. Ask him what a non sequitur is.
I'm going to try this one more
Did he say I'm not a non sequitur?
time. If you keep making non sequiturs,
It's not a non sequitur.
Okay, it's not.
it is because I asked you a question, you've ignored it.
I haven't ignored it.
What was
He's just arguing to argue now. Everything he says, nuh-uh, 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 nuh-uh.
it is because I asked you a question, you've ignored it.
I haven't ignored it.
What was the case?
I don't. So here's what I know about the case.
And you're doing it again.
Okay, it's very simple.
Yeah.
Unlike Barack Obama, which you had mentioned,
Very
he's a
simple.
murderer.
Then spit it the
You
fuck
don't
out.
want to talk about the fact that that's never been proven in a court of law. but you're
What
still.
does that have to do with what I asked you? Tell me about the
if
Eugene
something
Carroll
is-
case.
Because a jury found him liable for sexual abuse. I don't
What?
have to know everything about the case.
No, you
and
just believe
present
what you're
it to
told.
you. No, I believe in our
Okay,
justice system.
let's do this.
I believe in our justice system.
Here's how I operate. I will hear a claim and I will fact check it.
Sure.
And try and dig through the facts to see if there's merit. You will believe what you're told.
So everything on the right when it comes to Donald Trump, there's no merit to it, even though he's a
didn't say
convicted 34-count felon. But
not.
those were made up. Right, sure. And then
don't even know the crime.
and then, I don't have to know the crime
Yes,
to
you
know
do.
that a
Yeah, I do. Like, I don't even necessarily think that the Innocence Project is the end all be all of how we make sure that it's a check on the justice system and all of that. It's clearly a bias in one way, but they absolutely do help people who are on death row who may or may not be get off of death row. So there is no way that you could make the claim that, oh, a jury and a judge said it, therefore. That is such an ignorant way to look at the world. Quality said, does Dodgers here like Biden or Bill Clinton? Probably both. Morgan said, the attitude is indeed terrifying. Our government has the power and the right to declare someone a terrorist, abolish their humanity, and then vaporize that person and anyone who happens to be there too. But he's the president. Or, but he's the good guy. Or, but he didn't say mean words on Twitter. Or, but he didn't walk in the locker room. Because, girls are icky. Like, yeah, that's a perverted behavior, sure. But is that I mean, we've seen Biden do worse. We've seen it. He hasn't tried to hide it. And let's not even get started with Ashley Biden.
Not those were made up, right? Sure. And then
You don't even know the crime.
I don't have to know the crime
Yes,
to
you
know
do.
that a jury found him guilty
You do
in a
need
court
to
of
know
law.
the
You can
crime.
disagree with the outcome.
do.
I disagree with the
Well,
OJ.
Nelson Mandela was a criminal too. He got locked up.
Hey, sometimes the justice system gets it wrong. I think.
Then why do you trust it so much? Listen to what the fuck is coming out of your own fucking face. Sometimes the justice system gets it wrong, but never, ever when it goes against what I want.
Stupid.
Shout out to Dylan Soup. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya. How are you doing, brother? Morgoth said president evidently means God Emperor of the entire solarverse. Apparently.
But the
Well, Nelson Mandela was a criminal too. He got locked up.
Hey, sometimes the justice system gets it wrong. I think.
Well, hey, Dylan, we were saying, we put up a poll and we all agree that someone like this is more dangerous than an Antifa podcast. So we gotta chop this shit up. Welcome.
Well, Nelson Mandela was a criminal too. He got locked up.
Hey, sometimes the justice system gets it wrong. I think we could agree on that.
So if you
Right. I know I just did this. I apologize. But if you are admitting that the justice system gets things wrong sometimes, what evidence do you have they didn't get it wrong now when you are acknowledging that you don't know the facts of the case? Make it make sense.
Not my type is a better defense than the glove doesn't fit, I think.
I think the question, you know what? We can just pause right here and say to everybody who's listening, I think my point is I can tell you the facts of these cases and why I have doubts, and you don't know anything about them.
So here's a fact. Donald Trump is a 34-count felon. You can disagree with it, but you can say incorrect till the cows come home. He wasn't sentenced, but he was convicted on 34 felony counts. Now
so then technically he's not a felon until he's convicted.
No, he wasn't. With that. Okay, you can disagree.
Name the crime.
That's fine.
Name the crime.
You don't have to name the crime.
Yes,
He's
you
a
do.
34-count felon.
And just in case you're wondering, this is not the same part as when they were having this exact argument before.
You have to name the crime.
Okay, well, listen.
So again, I will say it to the audience, he doesn't even know what the charge was. He doesn't know who was accused of falsifying what.
I named you a few. I don't have all 34 charges in front of me, but it doesn't, just because I can't name the charges.
Wouldn't it be prudent of you to actually investigate these things before parroting them to a large audience?
I'm not parroting them.
I'm not parroting them. What do you, again, just arguing to argue. Anything, nuh-uh. You're out here saying these things, and you don't know what they mean. That is literally what parroting means. Shout out to Boss. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, brother. How are we doing today?
Prudent of you to actually investigate these things before parroting them to a large audience.
I'm not parroting them. All I'm simply
You can't
saying,
even explain what your position
just
is.
because. Okay, here's
What did Trump? Okay, let me try this. Let's slow down. What do you think Trump did wrong in that case?
You're talking about E. Jean Carroll, or are you talking about
the business records case? What did he do wrong?
Well, falsifying business records was what he was charged with.
No, what specifically did he do wrong?
What specifically?
What do you take
falsifying
issue
records? Falsifying records.
Which records? I'm asking you the specifics of what did you find that he did wrong.
Here's my point.
You don't have an answer for it?
I'm going to answer it for you.
Are you gonna give me a specific example, or are you gonna change the subject again?
I'm not changing the subject. We're talking about this.
So what did Trump do wrong? Say Trump did thing. Tell me.
Okay.
There you go. See, using my tactic. Trump did this. Finish that sentence. Wait till November 4th. Oh, JS, you ain't ready. You ain't ready.
I'm not changing the subject. We're talking about this.
So what did Trump do wrong? Say Trump did thing. Tell me.
Okay. Here's the answer that I'm going to give you. I don't know all the ins and outs of this case.
Well, then why are we
Here's what I do know. Stupid. Regardless of what your opinions are.
Those people told me this thing. But I'm not parroting.
The case, and what you might think are valid that he didn't do anything wrong, what you might think are valid that he never sexually abused a woman. Here's the bottom line, whether you like it or not. A jury found him guilty on 34 counts that you obviously disagree with. Whether I know the...
So again, here, now that we're talking about the specific case and he's just not getting it, I would go back to, well, you said sometimes the justice system makes mistakes, right? I'm like, yes. Okay, so is it possible? Let's put Trump to the side for a second. Is it possible that a jury determines someone to be guilty and they're wrong? Or let's go in the other direction, as somebody brought up OJ before. Is it possible that a jury can says somebody is not guilty, and in reality, they actually did do that thing? Like OJ. Go ahead and try to say that OJ is not a murderer. Or, I mean, if I had better details, I think the Diddy case would be a similar thing, where he got months? I don't remember exactly what the sentence was, but it was something crazy short. Except vague notions of why you don't like the guy should be pointed out. Vague notions of why you don't like a guy should be pointed out every time, every guy. Huh? Sorry, that one. Like I said, I'm not at my best today. That one went right over my head. I apologize. Don't say I change my mind. I want to go on Piers Morgan when he's on. I want to either troll the hell out of him or dog walk him with the facts. For all we know, this guy is Lucas's secret and not gay lover. Yes. Oh man. I am so glad that I don't. I'm done. I'm done with Jubilee. I am done with Jubilee because the Luke Beasley versus 20 Boomers came out today or yesterday, and not even worth the time. Not even worth the time. Oh, you're talking about that, Lucas. I thought you were talking about Luke Beasley. There's a lot of them.
A jury found him guilty on 34 counts that you obviously disagree with. Whether I know the ins and outs of the case is irrelevant.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is that he is a 34-count felon. The fact of the matter is that he's a liable sexual abuser. Liable.
Actually, so this is actually legally distinct to be.
He wasn't sentenced. I understand.
Therefore, he's not a felon.
I understand that.
There has to be the final.
I understand.
Right, so he's not a felon.
I've said that multiple times.
So we agree he's not a felon.
Okay. The reason why he wasn't sentenced is because he won the presidency.
Well, it's under appeal, actually, and it's been over a year since the appellate court was prepared to issue their ruling.
I'll tell you what.
Done it.
If he wins his appeal, I will come on the show and I will say, Tim, I was wrong.
Well, no, right. We agree, though. He's not yet a felon until he's sentenced.
He wasn't sentenced. I've said that multiple times. A jury convicted him on 34 felony counts.
Of what?
Again, there you go back again, trying to quiz me on what.
Right, because you can't say it. This is the crux of what we're talking about. In order for somebody to be guilty, you have to be guilty of something. What is the something? What is the something? And so even if we were talking about a manslaughter case, you say, well, he was guilty on manslaughter. Like, okay, fine, but what happened? Well, I mean, I don't know, manslaughter. Okay, but that's not telling me what happened. What did he do? He did manslaughter.
Stupid.
First order thinking.
Okay, here's my point.
That's the only point
I don't know why you're here.
I don't know what you mean.
We're not debating.
Okay, well,
a debate's like this. Donald Trump did a.
Well, I mean, To be fair, Tim, I think he was supposed to debate your. I think he was supposed to debate your other guest, but that's neither here nor there.
Backflip. And here's why it was wrong. Well, actually, backflips have been long protected. I'm saying Donald Trump was accused of these specific things. And you say, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, then we're not having a debate. No. You're just saying I read in the news Trump was convicted. And I say, okay.
Okay. Well,
it's important to drill down because then you can compare it to other similar situations and whether people have been charged by that. And then that's the way that you can suss out whether it was lawfare or something unusual.
But
right. And so, Box, maybe you could have that discussion of whether or not, whether he was convicted of and whether it's legitimate or not, because you would then be able to say, no, even though there are these mitigating circumstances, I still think the jury and judge were right because of X, Y, Z. I trust you way more to have that discussion. But once you are there having that discussion, okay, being convicted, as we've established, is only a very small part of it. And to act as if that there was not serious lawfare, whether or not he is actually guilty, the fact that he was convicted does not mean that he is not inherently innocent or guilty. To not know is to say he is not guilty. That's not true. That's not true. He was convicted of what? What did he do? I just gave you the manslaughter example. Why is that example wrong? He had his day in court. We can read the brief. Well, he's going to get another one because it's in appeals. Court is usually more boring than we like, which is why I think getting the list will not satisfy people's bloodlust. True. If you're talking about the Epstein thing, true, but I don't think that is a good enough reason. I definitely think that nothing is going to be good enough. And we're never going to get to be, yes, we did it. We fixed the situation with Epstein. I don't think that's going to happen. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to release the names of the people who are doing horrible shit and get them the fuck out of our government at the very fucking least. Okay, I read all your comments, so... Take that, Jank!
Been charged by that, and then that's the way that you can suss out whether it was lawfare or something unusual.
But even outside of that, it's that when an individual is convicted of a crime, it is prudent of a society to analyze whether or not this is a legitimate use of the judiciary, of our legal system.
So you don't like people that accuse other people of things.
And the point I'm making is, I don't believe law dictates morality.
Hey, doing the short king backflip dance.
I don't believe just because something is legal, it is correct. And I don't blindly trust when an authority figure says, trust me, this person's bad. That's why I oppose the death penalty. Because there's going to be some authority figure says, you don't need the facts of the case, kill this man. I'm going to say no. So in the issue of Donald Trump in New York, he was not actually legitimately charged under any crime, and it's unprecedented in U.S. history. Trump was charged under 34 counts of misdemeanor, falsification of business records with no underlying crime. They then said, okay, I guess, upgrade it to a felony. Everybody said, well, hold on a minute. This is why it's currently in appeal, because Trump was never actually charged with the underlying crime required for an aggravated charge. It's never happened before.
Yeah, so we can say he's having his day in court.
So let's just say you're 100% right and I'm 100% wrong. Let's just assume that for a moment. I'm not quite sure, but let's just assume that for a moment. I was talking also about the moralities of the case, and you were asking me about E. Jean Carroll. And while I don't want to go into the details of that case, I wasn't there.
You don't know either.
Okay, but he was.
I do.
Again, it goes back to what I said earlier.
What was he accused of doing?
He was found liable for sexual.
What does that mean? What
judge
did he do?
Characterized it as rape, as penetrating her with his fingers. A jury found that he was liable. Now, I wasn't there.
Finger? I barely even know. Oh, wait, that would actually fix.
You weren't there, but here's what I do know.
What year did it take place?
I don't recall. It was many years ago, but
it was 30 years ago.
But the point is, he has a track record with how he has treated women from a moral standpoint.
How was it? Let me ask you this question: how was it that E. Jean Carroll was able to bring a case 30 years after the fact?
You're asking me how?
It's very important to the case.
Okay, well,
it's actually a key component.
Statute of limitations.
So by your
Again, doesn't mean that it's good. Doesn't even mean that I think he didn't do it. If he did, that's gross. But so is sniffing children and showering with your 13-year-old daughter.
Your argument, Bill Cosby's never raped anybody before.
I asked you a question.
And I'm by your logic, because it was 30 years ago, it couldn't have happened. Why are you asking me that?
That's not what was said. That is not what was said.
You're changing the subject again.
No, you're asking me 30 years.
I think the issue is you're so ignorant on these issues.
Arrest Trump for what?
I don't think I'm ignorant at all. I think you're,
Clearly, you don't think you're ignorant.
What was the pretext?
You're unwilling to put any responsibility on Donald Trump for anything.
What was the pretext? Trump is wrong. Trump is bad. We've already agreed. He's done
wrong
bad
and
things.
bad and illegal are different things.
So and this is a liability case, not a legality case, not a criminal case.
Sure.
So the pretext by which the case came about is extremely important in law, and I'm asking you the details because you don't know. I presume you don't know, and that's why you hold this position.
Okay. All I said to you, and you want to quiz me on these cases, but all
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tim, is he a liable sexual abuser? Yes or no?
No.
So he's not a felon. He's not a liable sexual abuser.
Oh, well, actually, let me clarify. If I get 3 guys to come in here with badges on and they say you're a rapist, are you a rapist?
If I'm found liable in a court of law, I could be liable for sexual abuse.
So again, the question was, does that mean that you, let's say, unjustly penetrated a person because those people said that? This is now the principle of logic. We are stepped away from the actual facts of this particular case, and we are talking about the principle.
Rapist?
If I'm found liable in a court of law, I could be liable for sexual abuse.
I mean, what if
I'm pretty sure if 3 cops came in here and it was presented in a courtroom, my attorneys would defend me. And
what if I paid off a judge?
Oh, so you're saying Trump paid?
You can't pay people off. Come on, man.
In a courtquartroom, my attorneys would defend me. And
what if I paid off a judge?
Oh, so you're saying Trump paid off? Or I'm sorry.
And again, no, we're just it's a question and an answer. With that answer, will help Tim and us understand how you are viewing, what your perspective actually is. Then we can take that perspective and apply it to the real life situation and see if it matches up.
Would defend me. And
what if I paid off a judge?
Oh, so you're saying Trump paid off? Or I'm sorry.
I'm not. I'm asking you a question to understand your moral worldview.
That's not a non sequitur.
I'm asking you a question to determine what your moral worldview is.
Sure.
You keep changing the subject and interrupting when I ask these questions.
Apologies. Go ahead.
If a judge is bribed and finds you liable of rape, are you a rapist?
If it's proven that a judge has been bribed, then obviously you would probably win on appeal.
Why can't people just answer the questions?
Right?
What if the judge brought the case illegally?
Is that right? Is that fair?
Well, perhaps.
No.
You would. I mean, the question was, would you be a rapist? Would you consider a person to be a rapist if a judge was paid off to do it?
Not if it's proven that a judge was paid off.
But we don't know.
Was the judge paid off?
In this instance, we don't know. I'm just asking you, in a circumstance where a judge it's not a legitimate ruling. If it's the ruling itself,
I'm answering your
lacks
question.
merit.
Yeah, but that's not how Trump felt.
I'm answering your question. If it's proven obviously that if a judge is paid off, then obviously.
What if a judge brought the case illicitly?
Arrest everybody! You get arrested and you get arrested!
Wasn't actually able to be brought into a court, but he did anyway.
Okay, so being bribed and your opinion of being illicitly brought are 2 completely different things.
So I'm asking these questions. If a judge brought forth a case, or I should say, a case was brought to a judge that did not have legal merit to be entered into court of law, and we're doing it anyway, and then said, you're a rapist. Is that legitimate?
See, that's what I think. I mean, there's many things that Tim is imperfect about, but I think he could be better at in the moment getting because I mean, hey, I'm not saying I don't get triggered, I don't get upset, but in those moments when you can back up and you can have the meta conversation. The reason I'm asking this is because I want that and once you can explain that, it may not work. It may not just be like, oh, okay, cool, but it is a huge tool to disarm people
of law. We're doing it anyway. And then said, you're a rapist. Is that legitimate?
I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going?
Why do you need to? Don't worry about where he's going with this. If you trust your opinions, you trust your logic, then let him go wherever the fuck he wants and then address it when you're there. This is I'm trying to get ahead of you. I'm trying to stop trying to win the argument and just have the conversation.
And then said, you're a rapist. Is that legitimate?
I know where you're going with this.
Where am I going?
And well, you're making the case that's what happened here in the E. Jean Carroll case.
I'm trying to suss out your moral worldview on when do you determine that an act of the judiciary is not actually legal?
If that's proven.
And the fact that you're so defensive on this is in itself a bit incriminating.
If it could be proven that way.
So the court. So
yep.
You
asked me the judge question. I gave you my.
The point of this is, if your argument is the very blanket, a guy said a thing, we can certainly agree a guy said a thing. If the question is, did Trump in a legitimate setting face these claims and convictions? The answer is no.
Where you at?
And I can break it all down, fact by fact, detail by detail. Specifically with the E. Jean Carroll case, there's numerous factors as to why this is meritless. Notably, that the New York State legislature passed, it might have been, I think it was the state, passed a law allowing claims beyond the statute of limitations for a period of 1 year to be brought up for civil action. The only person who picked it up was E. Jean Carroll, and then it disappeared. This is lawfare. Additionally, E. Jean Carroll's story made literally no sense. She claimed to have been wearing clothes that didn't exist. She claimed to have access to rooms that she did not have access to. And Trump, the most famous man in New York, instead of going into his hotel across the street from the Bergdorf Goodman, went into a crowded building where there was no one for this one period for no reason.
And he was just like, yeah, that's what I do, baby.
None of it made sense. And we can sit here and say, well, that story is certainly strange, but why did she claim to have clothes that didn't come? Why was she claiming to wearing clothes that didn't even exist at the time? A specific dress that wasn't released until years later.
You know, like a lie.
More importantly, she didn't have a key to that room, nor did Trump. And she also said the Bergdorf Goodman, one of the busiest stores in New York, had no people in it. So you then say, I find that all to be credible. Okay. And the New York State legislature passed a law allowing her to bring it.
I never said that.
So why would you?
The only thing that I said,
you're not saying much of anything.
That I said, Tim, was that he is a liable sexual abuser. Now we could have disagreements on whether you think it's credible or not. I asked you the question very simply.
Somebody clip this now, because there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day when there's somebody on the screen who's black that I don't remember their name, and I'm going to call him homeboy, and everybody's going to be like, oh, that's so racist. Clip this, because I call anybody that that's just what I say when I don't know their name. All right? Ginger Irish guy, homeboy. Black, conservative, liberal, Christian. If I don't know you, you homeboy.
On whether you think it's credible or not. I asked you the question very simply.
And here's my worldview on government. I think
it's bad, okay?
When government makes claims, they have to prove it. And if they can't, I wouldn't do it. So when I see a guy who's clearly innocent on death row, I don't call him a murderer. I say they have cheated an innocent man. I call him an innocent man. When
Kamala
Harris,
Parkland 5, right? They're innocent.
We got to go back and watch that. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, that was wild. That was wild. If you know, you know. But I'm not sure, because I don't want to use a whole show for that. What is that? What the fuck was just on my face? I don't want to use a whole stream for that. I think I might do that as a members only thing. Like maybe Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday thing, but we definitely have to revisit that, if for no other reason than I don't really remember what the fuck happened. But pretty sure I went pretty hard without crossing any lines. If you were more sober than I am, well, let me know. Oh, Morgoth's hammer. That's the thing. The only problem with the switching to the next stream. So Morgoth's hammer, what I've been doing is, not tonight because I feel like shit, but in general, what I've been doing is setting up a separate stream. So I'll do this stream, and then as soon as I end the stream, it immediately sends you to a different stream of mine. And then, I'll just go around and find different panel shows or open call-ins or whatever. And it was literally 9 in the morning. 9 in the I had planned, this was what, 2 days ago? No, this was, whatever. Friday or Saturday? I don't know. I meant to hey, let's jump on and do like half an hour, maybe an hour and a half if I'm feeling good. And then, we'll just go to bed. So I was on a couple different panels here and there. And then I end up on this panel with somebody in the chat remind me, 4 or 5 black people, and they were talking about black issues and stuff, and I brought up my thing about the black community being detrimental to black Americans, and wild. It was a little wild, but so with Rumble, the thing is that because I have to reset in StreamYard the stream key, I can't do. I mean, I guess I could try to figure it out, but you usually leave early anyway. So, I would have to go do a whole thing in order for that second stream to also then go to Rumble. So, even though you can find me anywhere, Rumble, X, or YouTube, YouTube is the best play. I mean, what do you think? They rage quit. It was like 6-on-1, 5-on-1, something like that, and they rage quit. That I cannot say, but yes, I cannot say that at all. Bob said black victims are like sovereign citizens, just kind of different. I feel you. All right, that makes sense.
And I call him an innocent man. When Kamala
Parkland 5, right? They're innocent.
We're not
What aboutism?
not arguing the Parkland 5.
Okay.
My point is when you have people on death row, I oppose the death penalty, who are innocent, I won't call them a murderer. If the state falsifies evidence, and they've done this on numerous occasions to imprison innocent people, the state is the criminal. The prosecutors are the criminals.
I think here's where
and they need to be in prison.
Tim, sorry to interrupt. I think this is where our disagreement is. While we have
What, he understands things and you don't? Agreed.
a lot of different disagreements on, Donald Trump, whether he's a criminal or not, the fact of the matter still stands. He was found liable for doesn't mean
I'll
that
put it like this.
credible.
Cares?
Tim. I think you're missing.
What is the point that so here again, this is where you need when somebody's trying to repeat the same point. And it's like, okay, so fine. Let's say that were the case. Then what? What does that mean? That's my and then. Okay, fine. He's good. And then.
Interpreting what I'm saying here.
No. I've clarified that point. The difference between
I mean, statistically, yeah.
us is you trust government, I don't.
I don't trust government 100%.
Well, you trust them enough to convict people.
You trust them too much.
Here's what I
don't.
Here's what I will say, Tim. Okay,
And that's fine.
here's what I will say, Tim, and then I'm sure you want to move on to some other stuff, but I don't always trust government. All I'm simply saying is I gave you my moral.
Yeah, government
spiel.
said so, and you agree.
Well, it's not just about government. It's about his
Okay, so what else is there?
behavior. It's about the things he says. It's about
Oh, vibes. I don't like other things that he did. Therefore, he must be guilty of this.
the things he does. I think it's an embarrassment.
I think you're emotionally offended by Trump as a character, so you're willing to entertain illicit government action because you don't like the man.
No, I think there's a lot of reasons why I don't like Donald Trump. There's a policy standpoint of it, and then there's the moral standpoint of it.
What other policies don't you?
Atrocious human being. Okay, an atrocious human being. I think maybe we agree on that. I don't know.
This is the distinction.
Would you agree he's a really bad guy?
No, I wouldn't say that.
He's not a bad guy.
You said
Decent guy.
you've just changed.
Good father, good husband.
The bait and switch. He's not a bad guy. He's a really bad guy. What is the difference between a bad guy and a really bad guy? Just saying things.
He is a great father.
Having unprotected sex with a porn star 2 weeks after Barron is born, that you think that's a good father?
I don't think a single action could define a man who's got great kids who have been very successful. I think people are neither absolutely good or absolutely evil. There's varying degrees of whether someone could be good, bad, or otherwise. And Donald Trump has certainly done things that knock him down a peg or two and bring him down to the lower tier, but he's done a pretty good job with his family, indeed. I mean,
Oh, God damn. Delete for that. Oh, sorry, Marty. Not for you. Not for you. Not for you.
look at the success they have. His kids are well-adjusted, successful individuals.
Lives, yeah.
C'est la vie, I suppose.
Even Hillary Clinton on the debate stage said he's a good father.
This weird, like, puritanical argument doesn't work on me. I'm not a conservative.
I didn't say you were.
Right, so when you say Donald...
But you're acting like he's just a Trump sycophant. That's why that's the point. He's very stupid. He's very stupid.
Puritanical argument doesn't work on me. I'm not a conservative.
I didn't say you were.
Right, so when you say Donald Trump banged a lot of people, I'll be like, certainly did.
I just don't think he's a very good person.
That's the narrative context of all this, right? Because the big thing the Dems blamed Hillary's loss on in 2016 was that she was accused of being a felon. And they thought that made a big difference. And it did make a difference. But they thought that if they could throw that felon label onto Trump, then there was an opportunity to get that to do the same thing that happened to Hillary. But they don't realize there were a lot more intangibles under that besides the felony accusation, which is why Trump was able to spin it as outlaw. And also the law is important. I think I agree, like the law is important, which is why it's so important that we like really suss out whether there's political lawfare, because that undermines the whole trust in the entire legal system. And then you just have chaos.
I didn't want to interrupt our homeboy. It was the only time that he got to speak. So I was like, let's just wait. I said, separate the man from the art. It's okay in politics, not a fan of religion. And he was half right on policy as far as I'm concerned. I mean, fair enough. Totally fair enough. And this is, I wonder, like, what do other Trump support what do other Trump supporters think of, like, the degree of difference between someone like Box and someone like Shapiro here? Because I think politically they would probably be pretty closely aligned. But when it comes to logic and practicality, I'll put my money on Box every damn day.
Fair, because that
you're both wrong, but
undermines the whole trust in the entire legal system, and then you just have chaos.
Well, I mean, going back to what,
if you're making an argument that like some Christian Catholic person might agree with, it might work on a Catholic Christian or whatever, or conservative. I'm an urban liberal moderate, and I think Trump has certainly sinned quite a great deal. But people having done bad things does not define them as
so policy is
a singular bad action doesn't make someone a bad person.
So is it fair to say, Tim, that
well, there are questions of whether being with a guy one time makes you gay.
Now we got to go to the poll. Does it make you gay?
So is it fair to say, Tim, that policy...
Well, there are questions of whether being with a guy one time makes you gay.
I would say it probably does.
Go to boonies.com.
Unless you
for the record, Tim,
be gay or don't be gay.
Tim, I will not go on a date with you tonight.
We can compare policy versus empathy too, but after meeting with Trump and having dinner with him, there were a few examples that stuck out, which seemed like really hard to fake empathetic impulses.
Yeah.
Including around Hillary, when we were talking about how Hillary got maybe pushed, maybe not pushed by the Secret Service into her car, and we all started laughing.
50-50.
And he's like,
get your votes in on the poll.
Nice. He's a really bad guy. A guy wouldn't say, when he talked about John McCain and he said he didn't respect him because he was captured. I tend not to like people who are captured. I felt that should have been disqualifying right there.
I was mad when he made
that. Should be disqualifying. Like, okay, I agree. That was not his shining moment, but you should not be allowed to be president.
What?
Based on what? More vibes.
fun of Rand Paul's hair, but then he started
that's
dating
different.
Hillary, and all
Listen,
the feelings of
Tim,
anger went away.
I don't like J.D. Vance. I don't like Ron DeSantis, but I'll tell you something I would never do. Shit on their military service. I respect anybody who serves this country, and I respect their military service. When you say you don't respect somebody because they were captured, can you admit and agree with me that that is just an awful, despicable thing to say?
Of course, I've said it before.
I don't think the Zoomers are going to care about that, though, because they've lost faith in all institutions.
When John McCain died, there are so many people that I know that just mercilessly attacked him for being a warmongering neocon. And I certainly didn't like him for those reasons. But Lord have mercy, the man was tortured for years.
For 5 years,
And was permanently disabled because of it. And I said nothing but nice things when he died, despite really despising him.
Well, that's nice of you. I think that's the right thing to say. I thought when he took the microphone from that woman, if you remember that moment when the woman's called, Barack Hussein Obama. I thought that was a great moment for the country. And Tim, I guess my point is Donald Trump would never do that. And I
agree. Yeah.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. We can have.
Is he talking about? They're talking about John McCain, right? And he's talking about when the lady on whatever talk show was like, "Oh, he's a Muslim," and John McCain was like, "Hey, yo, whoa, chill. He's a man. He's a father. We're running for president, and we may have disagreements, but he's a good man." Oh man. Are we in a different political culture now? J.D. Vance didn't fight. He was a writer for the military. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't do that. Honestly, good Lord, this guy is talking out of all his years of bullying for being ginger out on Trump. Hey, doing the ginger bully dance.
Disagreements, and I don't have the 34 counts in front of me. I don't know. You know a lot more about the case than I do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I don't doubt that, Tim.
I'll tell you what I see happening in this country.
Like, if I was that far down the rabbit hole of, oh shit, I've dug my heels in really bad. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll ChatGPT it right now. That's not a strong move, but at least it is an attempt to engage in what's going on and not just throw bullshit out there.
No, you know a lot more about the case than I do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I don't doubt that, Tim.
I'll tell you what I see happening in this country. There's a million and one ways to describe it, but it looks like there are many people who I would describe as default liberals. And that doesn't mean that they're Democrats or overtly politically liberal. This is a definition of faction. They emotionally dislike Trump. Therefore, Trump is bad. What
emotional damage
Trump does is bad. It's always going to be bad. Whether, like, for example,
Trump bad.
Example is like the East Wing thing happening right now. Like the fake outrage over tearing down the East Wing is just the weirdest thing. He's not the first president. Weird to do it. He's not the last president.
I'm not focused on that.
I understand. So this doesn't need to be on you. I'm just saying there's all these liberals that are coming out aghast that there's a remodel happening, and we had
Trump bad.
We had the worst riots in 50 years where all of our statues are being torn down. I'm not talking about Confederates. I'm talking about Thomas Jefferson, Hans Christian Heg, Frederick Douglass, and they were supporting that. Thanks for watching this clip.
You said it was a white guy. It's real, guys. It's real. I watch way too much AJW. All right, the last clip here is entitled Ben Shapiro says GOP must cave to Democrat demands to reopen the government. Because what are we doing without our government? Oh yeah, the government is shut down, isn't it? You give me the money. That's a moment in history right there. That is a moment in history right there. All right, here we go.
Are Republicans working hard? How many weeks were they on vacation? How many times did Mike Johnson say stay on vacation? Yeah.
No, none of the politicians are working hard. Oh boy, like what?
Exactly.
That's the August.
Why can't they sit down and negotiate? Why is Hakeem Jeffries lying when he says Mike Johnson has not called him up to sit down and try to talk and negotiate? Is Hakeem Jeffries lying?
What's the negotiation? Like we want to give
that's the Republicans' responsibility. They have the House and the Senate. It's their job to try to negotiate with Democrats. It's their responsibility.
This is a 2 to tango situation, and
so why won't they sit down, Tim?
Because they don't need to.
They don't need to. But you know what I need to do is say thank you, B. Hey, with the $2 super sticker. Thank you so very, very much. And Morty loves it. Oh, come on, eat it. What are you doing? There you go. Thank you. So very, very much, guys. I think we are $1 away. $1 away from the halfway point. Let's at least hit the halfway point. Hey, thank you so very, very much. Let's dive right back in here.
2 to tango situation, and
so why won't they sit down, Tim?
Because they don't need to.
They don't need to?
Indeed.
Look at all the people that aren't getting paid right now.
And Democrats could be like, fine, well, we won't give health care to illegal immigrants, and we'll give you the 5 votes.
You don't think that in Washington, D.C., right?
They get back pay. They are already getting paid too much.
Now, people don't need to negotiate.
And you remember the whole email me 5 things that you've done in the last, month or whatever, and most of the government couldn't do it? So spare me. Hey, shout out to Boss with another super sticker. Pretty gay here, but I'll take it. Thank you, sir. He's gonna snap and wait, and there you go. Thank you. Very, 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 very much. Now we are past the halfway point. Very much appreciated. Let's keep the party raging.
You don't think that in Washington, D.C. right now, people don't need to negotiate and sit down and come to terms and get somewhere in the middle?
Well, this is how government shutdowns.
You're right. They could just abolish the filibuster and reopen government.
Okay, I understand that, but you're saying that you don't think that that Mike Johnson should be reaching out to Democrats when Democrats are reaching out to him and say, okay, listen, we might not get anywhere, but let's at least try.
Well, there's multiple factors here. First,
I'll give you the 50 cents. Guys. I will give you the 50 cents. That is halfway. Let's get one more before the show.
First, I would say I already agreed. Republicans could shut this down in 2 seconds by ending the filibuster and the nuclear option. And everyone says, but Democrats will get back in power. Oh, yeah, fucking right. If Democrats get back in power, it's the least of their worries that they might ram stuff through the Senate. So maybe they should just, in the Senate, say, okay, filibuster's gone, government's open. The other issue is Republicans want the government shut down. And I don't care too much about the government shutdown. They want the government shut down because it's giving them pretext to start firing tons of people, which is exactly what Trump wanted to do.
You don't care about...
Don't you remember Doge?
Brave men and women in uniform not getting paid?
They got paid.
Okay, but for a little while they weren't.
And then they will.
Weren't getting paid. You don't care about...
No, they never missed a paycheck.
People at the airport, TSA agents, and people all over the country that are not getting their paychecks. You don't care about that?
Yeah, no, I don't.
There's been shutdowns.
What's your argument? Hold on.
Let's just... You remember before TSA? You remember on the I don't know if it was like a one time or like a nationwide study or whatever, but there was some study where they tried to get all this bullshit through TSA, and 90% of shit that was supposed to be caught, whether it was drugs, weapons, other liquids elsewhere, 90% got through. So yeah, no, I don't care. Get a fucking real job and shut down the TSA.
Yeah, no, I don't.
There's been shutdowns.
What's your argument? Hold on. What's your argument?
What's my argument?
You're a bootlicking fascist who likes government authority and federal agents?
Absolutely not.
Fire them all.
No, I'm actually a human being, and I feel like when people wake up and they go to work.
I'm not a human being because I don't care about TSA. What? Well, Jesus. Shout out to Box again with the $2. So we gave Obama a supermajority, and he squandered it. Indeed, he did. Well, did he? Or is it more that everybody around him, I mean, he's not, in the clear, but I don't necessarily think it was Obama himself. I think it was all the other people who felt like because Obama's winning, because there's so much, because he's so popular, we can do whatever we want now. We can just do whatever we want now. Shout out to Isaac. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. How are we doing today?
And federal
Absolutely
agents?
not.
Fire them all.
No, I'm actually a human being, and I feel like when people wake up and they go to work, they probably should get paid for it, Tim.
Well, you can quit.
Well, you can quit?
Yeah, see, I'm on the very libertarian spectrum of I don't think government should be as bloated as big as it is. And I actually voted for Trump because he said he was going to fire tons of people. So I'm fine with doing it slowly. But if Democrats are like, we want to give ACA benefits to non-citizens, so we won't reopen the government, and then Trump is like, I'm going to fire people.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's backtrack a little bit, Tim, for a moment. Hold on a second. Families and fathers and mothers that are working in all different types of different positions in government jobs, they rely on that paycheck.
And so if we look at your podcast or if we look at your social media, you will definitely be talking against the COVID lockdowns and the vax mandates, right? I'm just saying, if that's your principle, then it should have applied then.
All different types of different positions in government jobs. They rely on that paycheck. And they're not getting a paycheck because of a government shutdown, regardless of whether you blame the right or the left.
Should drop their illegal immigrants.
And your response to them would be, I don't care, quit your job.
Well,
yup. That's like I'm anti-vax as fuck. I'm not going to take that on because I, really haven't done any deep dive on anything except the COVID vax. But shout out to the pure bloods. As I will say every single time, shout out to the pure bloods because you stood up to the greatest propaganda campaign of our entire lives. I'll take it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to the pure bloods.
Hold on. And your response to them would be, I don't care, quit your job?
Well, one of the responses I could say is stop relying on big daddy government to take care of you. My first statement is I'm sorry the Democrats did this to you. Okay, maybe if they didn't want to give ACA benefits to illegal immigrants, the government would be open.
Maybe. And Morgan's Hammer on Rumble said, is there a way to shut the goddamn thing permanently? What, TSA or the government? I mean, I don't know. I think we do need a government, but let's strip it down to its bones first. TSA, yeah, get rid of that shit. Amongst the lower taxes, subsidize small business that make things here in America. Unbottleneck, deregulate the free market. Make small business great again. There we go. There you go. That's what we're talking about.
This to you. Okay, maybe if they didn't want to give ACA benefits to illegal immigrants, the government would be open. Now, Republicans could, as I already mentioned, end the...
I agree. But, technically, we could have a government without the tax system as it is. So I'm not disagreeing that our government being shut down is not that it's some horrible thing. That's not the argument that I'm making. I'm just saying we're zooming out and saying, let's just be ANCAPs. I don't know if that's going to work for 350 million people. But hey, I'm open to try.
Benefits to illegal immigrants, the government would be open. Now, Republicans could, as I already...
Taxation is theft, of course.
Mentioned, end the filibuster right now and reopen government, but they don't want to because Trump wants to fire a ton of people. So I'm saying...
You're fired.
Back being like, well, it's, what is it called? The Xanatos Gambit. I was reading about this the other day, where no matter...
About Xanax?
Matter the outcome, your side benefits. Trump's attitude is if Democrats want to give illegal immigrants health care under ACA and keep the government shut down, they won't give us the 5. I think they need, 6 votes?
6, I believe, yeah.
6 votes. And he's like, okay, then the government's shut down. Fine. I'm going to start firing people. Okay. Win-win.
All right.
Well, it's also important who's being fired, right? Because we can talk about police officers, civil servants, et cetera, which is the majority of government workers. But the people that he's really targeting are the 500,000 federal bureaucrats, and they're getting huge payout packages, which is fine. We could pay them 4 times their salaries to quit, and it would still be worth it because they're the ones that are managing the economy without accountability and destroying innovation.
I would argue most handouts are not helpful. I agree. Did anybody else notice?
The economy without accountability and destroying innovation and costing us unimaginable amount of...
It's just
Here's the thing. If I could get a receipt, we've been having an entirely different conversation. I'm not claiming that you can run a society without money. That is not the argument. The argument is that taxation is theft and the ends don't justify the means. So yes, you get to buy civilization. But you are also at gunpoint from the entity that has a monopoly on violence that will put you in a cage and lock you up and steal all of your shit. So it's not about, oh, I like nice things. That's not what it's about. I like nice things too. At what cost? Taxes are never cool. Now, if we want to talk about some way that, there is a, I don't know, again, I'm just off the top of my head, like there's services that can be paid that are even, closely related to the government, but are private entities, then I will buy whatever the fuck I need. Like I said, I want to see that money that is taken from me improve something. Again, then we'd be having a different conversation. I don't even know if I would be against the theft that is taxation if I saw that it was being done okay. I mean, we don't really have problems with Robin Hood inherently. Why is that? He's still stealing. It's the principle. Morgan said, I like to pay taxes. If you like giving money to the government, you don't need to be fucking forced to donate. Yeah, you can pay taxes to me. All that taxes that you love paying so much. Give me 1/4. Morgan said, I would need to be delighted. I would be delighted to fund government if they were not a bunch of evil, incompetent lunatics.
Bingo.
Exactly. Box said, if you thought that your taxes were being used effectively, would you have a problem like you do right now? No. Again, as I said, there still is an inherent, theft is wrong, but the context matters. And I understand that it takes money to, again, have civilization. And if I don't want to be in the position where I have to go and specifically sign up for a new subscription because, I want roads, and a new subscription because I want this and that and that and that and that. I get that there's benefits there. That is not the point. How do I know that all of that civilization isn't able to be purchased with 1/4 of the amount of taxes that are collected? It's the principle. Like I said, I don't think my taxes are used correctly at all. I just don't think teaching third world people how to be trans is useful. Said shit. Me too. Like I said, I'm a single man. I think I want to pay taxes for schools, let alone streets. I can fix my car and avoid holes. Well, I mean, sure, I can't fix my own car, but I can certainly pay a mechanic. But when it comes to the schools, yes, I want. I think good schools. I think good schools, if we had some idea of what the fuck that looked like, are hugely important to the community. Does that mean that it's okay to steal my money in order to build schools? No. So we can separate the fact that I understand why the taxes are there. I can understand why it's set up the way it is. And I can differentiate the difference between seeing that I benefit from being stolen from and also that I'm being stolen from possibly way too much. No, stay alive. Stay alive. It's just fucking loser leftists just been going round and round and round and round in circles, so you ain't gonna miss much. Welcome, though, to the party. Very good to see you, sir. Mark said, to be fair, we all know taxes are not being used effectively. That's kind of half why everyone is mad right now. We can fix this together. Okay, how? And I just said, not my kids. Like, okay, sure, but they are your countrymen. They are the people that will control. They are the people who are going to be building those roads. They are the people who are going to be working at the places that you want to go, making the things that you want to buy. So it's not. I don't think anybody would expect you to care as much as the parents care. But again, zooming out to act as if troublesome youth is not a bad thing for your society is a little silly, in my opinion. Like, so we need to disconnect schools from property tax. Poor people get poor schools. Don't be poor. No, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're right there. But well, that's why we're doing it, man. Because as we put up a poll earlier, and I was asking, you'll see some of what this guy is about. Is this guy worse than an Antifa podcast? Because he's normie-ish. He knows enough to have these conversations, but not enough to know what the fuck he's talking about. He knows enough that if you want him to be right and you don't care enough to look into it, then he will convince you. And that is dangerous. Exactly.
Us, unimaginable amount of.
It's just wild to be like. So let me step back and give you my assessment. The TSA is bad. I've met a lot of TSA agents when I travel, and they're fans, and I respect that. But the agency itself, I think, is a bad expansion of government, and we complained about it when it happened. But the problem is,
thank you, Morgan.
The government creates something, and then liberals defend it, or independents, or whatever your argument is, right? So amnesty.
Don't call me a liberal!
Amnesty in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, and once again, it's always gonna be amnesty. At a certain point, you got to be like, guys, we're not doing it a fourth time. It's not going to happen. No amnesty. Everybody's got to go. You're a criminal alien. You got to get out. And then the same thing with government agents and government shutdowns. It's like we've expanded the executive branch. We've expanded federal authority. We've expanded federal law enforcement over and over and over again. And instead of being like, maybe at some point we need to stop and say we're spending too much and expanding government too much.
Like logic.
We get the liberal side, which is, no, just this time we need amnesty. Whatever it may be, pay all of them now. Defending the TSA, the liberals were angry about the TSA when H.W. Bush was creating.
And yeah, like if they did, you wouldn't be forced to pay them. You would just buy those services directly or donate to those causes. Simple. It is an inherently immoral thing. Do all inherently immoral things lead to bad outcomes? No. Do the ends justify the means?
Defending the TSA, the liberals were angry about the TSA when H.W. Bush was creating all this stuff.
Yeah, it's the only time I've ever been sexually abused multiple times, which is actually a problem.
And I understand this because I've long talked about the problems in a post-capitalist society where, I met a homeless guy a long time ago in Chicago, old black guy, and I had some pizza left over from a restaurant. I asked him if he wanted it, if he was hungry. He said he was. I said, here you go, brother. And then I was like, can I ask you a question?
Real quick, guys. Yes, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark, but you can see here we've got a little over 10 minutes of this clip, and this is the last clip. Like I said, I am not doing so hot. So if you want to pay me, definitely pay me. But once we're done with this clip, I gotta go to bed. We'll hang out in the after party for a little bit. But then I just not tonight.
If you wanted it. If he was hungry, he said he was.
But still pay me.
I said, here you go, brother. And then I was like, can I ask you a question? Just curious how you ended up homeless. And he said, I'll give you the simple version. He worked at the post office for 20 some odd years. Never really a high ranking guy or anything. Eventually, they said they were going to be shutting down. His post office was going under restructuring or whatever.
No two people want all the same things.
And so he didn't have a backup plan. He couldn't afford a retirement. So the first thing he does, he starts collecting some benefits. But then it's not enough to pay his rent and pay for food. He chooses between buying food or paying rent. He chooses buying food. Then he's late on rent. He pays what he can. Eventually he gets evicted, and that's it. And he said, man, let me tell you, he's like, my friends are dead. My family's long dead. I don't got anybody else, and eventually got nowhere to go. And I said, well, that's messed up. This guy didn't do anything wrong. How does he end up in a situation like this? I can respect the individual in these circumstances, but we also have to understand that we are building a system that is growing and growing and growing. And I'll put it like this, because I've experienced this as a business owner.
Forgot about the poll. All right. At least that you guys have me worried. You guys have me worried with the 50-50.
When we try to look at costs, why are we spending so much money? You know what we find? There is never one thing you're spending too much money on.
We're going to get back to that because it doesn't scare you if another guy wants to get with you. It freaks me out, but I mostly feel embarrassed if a girl wants on me. I don't act like I want it or anything. There's been a couple times it happens, but where's this coming from?
Money. You know what we find? There is never one thing you're spending too much money on. And so we're like, what are we doing over here with the skateboard stuff? Are we spending too much? Like, God, honestly, we're not really.
They're all bigger than me. Hey, Short King Dance.
Spending that much money at all. Okay, well then what about some of these shows over here? Really? It's a couple of grand. And I'm like, it's a snowflake and an avalanche. No one is ever going to be happy when you have to do the cuts because it's going to affect so many individuals and an individual's.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was right there. Yeah, I told you. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place.
Worth is substantially more important than the amount of money you take by cutting the program. But when you are cutting down costs, sometimes you have no choice, and individuals are going to get negative.
Let's be fiscally responsible by gold plating the White House. Is that
who's paying for it?
No, I'm not talking about the ballroom. I'm talking about gold plating the Oval Office.
And who's paying for it?
Yeah, well, I think if you want to talk about being fiscally responsible, the guy who you support got us $8.2 trillion in debt his first go.
Well, that's
we're not going to talk about one president's debt
equation, which is the growth, right? This is the whole growth thing, because this is what libertarians complain about all the time: is that Trump's not cutting spending. Spending is largely determined by Congress, which makes it challenging anyways. But if you can cut the cost of medicine in half through deregulation or most favored nation negotiation, then you cut 13% of the federal budget.
1,500%.
Oh, do I love that word, deregulate, as much as I love Guam Tech. Thank you, brother. Very, very, very much appreciated. I will indeed get some arrests. Oh man, I gotta stop buying these fucking Fireball, man. I get like, and that's the thing, I got a little thing, so we do a little thing. I got about enough for one more night like that, or two more, not so crazy nights, and then I'll be fine for a while. I'm only drinking water right now because I finished my one. I could open another, but we're almost done, so it was just one of those days, for
nation negotiation.
Thank you, brother.
Then you cut 13% of the federal budget.
1,500% drug prices. Yeah, he's definitely doing a great job there. Can I just go to the drugstore right now and get a $5,000 check? How do you support a guy that talks
like I think one of my issues is just that we've built a society that continually expects things from others. It's like I consider myself to be in favor of what I call universal basic health care, meaning actually assessing the situation.
That's essentially what we have.
We have seen circumstances where like a kid got the flu and died. And you're like, well, how does that happen in the 21st century? I mean, come on, it shouldn't happen. Oh,
because they didn't take him to the ER. If they did, they would have to work on that child.
Or someone has a broken bone and doesn't heal properly. I'm like, these are simple things that, it's not expensive to fix.
We should have access to that. I agree.
However, the left isn't arguing for that. They're arguing for general universal health care, which would include
and that's a great point.
Treatments and extremely rare and
transing and all that. And it would be a lot smarter politically to try to introduce this in steps and be like, okay, you're right. Universal healthcare is not good. But what about just a basic layer of anybody who's in America? That's much easier to sell.
I'll give you a specific example of where the limits are met. There was a kid who had a genetic disorder for which there is a treatment. The treatment is extremely rare and hard to produce and costs about $1 million. This, I believe, was in Georgia. And the family argued that the state should pay the $1 million to give the kid his gene therapy to cure this disease. And the state argued, we cannot do this for literally everyone. And if you were to win this argument in court, how will the state fund $1 million gene therapy for
more taxes? Hey, let's do the taxing dance.
Everyone suffering from this illness. So that's why universal health care is not possible.
I want to ask you a question, though. You support Donald Trump, obviously, and I'm curious.
I don't disagree, Liberty. I don't disagree. You give him an inch, he'll take a mile. But, stop trying to take a mile then. If you know that this is out there, then stop trying to take the mile and just go for the inch. That's the name of the game.
Possible.
I want to ask you a question, though. You support Donald Trump, obviously, and I'm curious, what is Donald Trump's health care plan? For 9 years, we've heard a replacement plan is coming to Obamacare. We've heard the bitching and complaining. Yeah. I mean, where is the replacement plan?
I thought you liked it. I thought Obamacare was amazing. Why do you want it to be replaced?
At 9 years. Is that a serious policy person?
Oh, it's fantastic. Obamacare is great. I'm happy.
They fired, 30% of that?
All this stuff that we're going through with healthcare. And
that wasn't my question. I'm not asking you what your opinions are on Obamacare. What I'm asking you for is, what is Donald Trump's replacement plan? Where is it?
His plan is to deregulate.
Huh? Who cares?
What do you mean, who cares?
You don't like Obamacare?
The question isn't about Obamacare.
Do you like Obamacare? Yes or no?
I think it could make some improvements.
But
okay, so then why not improve Obamacare? Why do you want to replace it? Like, okay, fine. I get that. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. He responds to me saying that, and then he doesn't do the dance. But if no, where was I?
About Obamacare.
Do you like Obamacare? Yes or no?
Yeah. So if you like it,
I think it could make some improvements.
then why wouldn't you be in the position of we should keep Obamacare and Trump should either not touch it or fix it? Now, I get that homeboy is trying to address the fact that, oh, he made a promise and the promise didn't come true. Fair enough. Or he didn't come through with it. Fair enough. But why do you care? Why is this something that you're literally getting red in the face over?
Isn't about Obamacare.
Do you like Obamacare? Yes or no?
I think it could make some improvements.
But generally good?
I think it's okay. Average.
Okay, so then why would I want a replacement plan?
Because Donald Trump is the guy who you support has been bitching about it for 9 years.
So fucking what?
So fucking what? When somebody complains about something and you're the president of the United States and you call yourself a policymaker,
Actually,
you're
it's
supposed to come up with a replacement plan.
one of the reasons I support
He has made a lot of policies.
Trump is that
He doesn't have one. He
That's
doesn't
why
have a
I
replacement
support him,
plan.
actually. That's why I support him.
So you support a guy because for 9 years he complains about a policy, and in 9 years the imbecile doesn't come up with a replacement plan, and that's why you support him?
smoked about this.
Well, you're saying you don't care.
You're
Spurgfest radical coder.
acting like I want to replace Obamacare.
It's not about you. It's about the guy who
So
you support.
you just said you support a guy who's complained but done nothing. I'm like, that's
First
why
off,
I support him.
He lied. He said, I'm going to come up with a replacement plan in 2 weeks. It'll come up in 2 weeks. It'll come up in 2 months. You don't care?
No, I like Obamacare. It's great.
So Trump could just lie about anything. You don't care. He could lie about the 2020
That's a
election.
strong.
No, but that is what politicians do. Was there another politician that didn't lie about anything? I didn't know. I would have voted for them, but I went with the best options that I had. Shout out to the little toes. Welcome. What do you think about the moon landing and NASA faking everything? I don't know, man. I think we definitely got fake footage, but I don't know. I can't get into that right now. But welcome to the party, brother. Very good to see you. I'm sorry, I'm a little off today, but I appreciate you being here. We also got Madness. Welcome to the party. Do you already talk about Tim's "it didn't happen" defense of Trump being convicted, or is that still to come? Yeah, we got there, and that's what I was saying, that when you're in that type of argument or in that type of debate, when you can see that the other person has no idea what they're talking about, then you can afford to take little missteps to try to drag them in. Like Tim didn't do that and like, oh, man, I don't care. But all of these things is because he's getting all triggered, and he's just making content right now. He said earlier, I don't know why you're here. Like, you don't know shit about anything, so we can't really have a real conversation. What did you think about it?
I like Obamacare. It's great.
So Trump could just lie about anything. You don't care. He could lie about the 2020
That's a
election.
straw
You don't
man.
care. You don't think that's important for the president of the United
Straw
States
man.
who complains about?
I actually don't like Obamacare, but my point is, whether Donald Trump replaces or doesn't replace it, the healthcare system is broken, and it's not Trump's fault that it's broken.
So come up with a replacement plan.
He's focusing on the things that would actually fix the health.
And don't say you're gonna. Then don't say you're gonna come up with one.
He's trying.
Remember, you got to take a Trump seriously, not take him literally.
Tinker around
9 years.
insurance.
Trying to.
You're not going
Obama
to solve
didn't do
the
it.
You realize he wasn't president for that whole time, right?
problem.
9 years.
If you just tinker around insurance, you're not going to solve the problem. You need to go at the regulation, the farmer control of the industry, the AMA monopoly on standards, the licensing restrictions, and there's many countries where, it's not even legal to take stem cells here.
Right.
And it's very,
is
very
ridiculous.
cheap.
If
you're
they're
looking
yours,
at just the
George W. Bush.
No.
Yeah, this is not an area of expertise for me. I mean, I do believe that the Earth is round and not that it is flat. But like I said, I think the footage we got on the of the moon landing was clearly fake.
Here,
Right.
And it's very, very
ridiculous.
cheap.
If
you're
they're
looking
yours,
at just
it
the
is.
tech,
George W. Bush.
If they're your stem cells, it is.
I don't want my stem cells. I want umbilical cord stem cells. My stem cells are useless at this point. Okay.
That's not.
No, it's not technically
It's
true.
just so the issue
There's
is
still benefits.
They can extract and then culture your stem cells, but they are nowhere near as effective as umbilical stem cells, and you have to get those in.
I think
A lot of it is a technology and knowledge question, right? If you just want to the knowledge that it requires to make the machines, operate the machines, and do various tests, you could bring a full medical checkup down to like $100 price point. It's just illegal. And we're talking about hospitals being flooded. What about the zoning around hospitals?
I think there's a cure.
Ooh, I don't think you expected that kind of answer, did you? So the world being flat would prove Christianity right, wouldn't it? I don't know. Again, I was not prepared to think about that. So, well, I'll put that as on my community tab. Here, I'll do this. Take a screenshot. Not even the notes in the free chat, so everybody can see it. So I don't forget. I'll make a poll after we are done. Shout out to Wiz. Welcome to the party. So I think a basic coverage for all U.S. citizens is okay. If you want better coverage, you can buy better insurance. Also, fix the pricing. Bingo. I love it. Welcome to the party, guys. Remember, if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. The last stream that you missed was wild. So make sure you are subscribed and ring the bell because you know that YouTube sucks at those notifications.
For diabetes right now, I think there's probably a cure for cancer. Okay, I agree with you that stem cell research. I believe that there's so much money.
That's what I think.
Involved in curing
a cure for diabetes?
I think there probably is. I think that they've done it in monkeys already, recreating a pancreas that can secrete insulin. But why, Tim? Why do we not have the cure out there? Because there's so much money.
Just curing the disease ends the business.
Yes. Thank you. That's my point. So I agree with you guys on that.
That's my point.
That's
is
the golden goose, right?
The problem of healthcare is not a Trump-centric problem.
Okay.
And Trump's failure to figure out how to solve it is not. It's like, well, I wish he could, I guess.
It's also
bitch about a problem for 9 years, but don't come up with any solution.
Well,
it's also not
already fired 30%
What is your
of the
argument?
HHS staff.
My argument
Those are
is
the bureaucrats making these
My
rules.
argument is you support a man
who can't figure out healthcare. Indeed,
but has been complaining about it for 9 years.
I've been complaining about it for 9 years, and I can't solve it either.
You're not the president.
Solve it right now. Tell me.
I'm not the president either. You're comparing me to Donald Trump.
This is not a real argument. This is
not a real argument.
It's
Scott Malkinson? Am I supposed to know that name? Sorry.
I'm not the president either. You're comparing me to Donald Trump.
This is not a real argument. This is
not a real argument.
It's certainly not a real argument.
Complain about something as the president for 9 years, but don't have any solutions. And you don't think that's a real argument.
Name every single president ever who complained about something and didn't solve the problem.
Did Obama come up with Obamacare? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
He worked with Congress on it. They negotiated.
Why can't Donald Trump do that? So he was the brilliant negotiator.
Is that the chili guy? No, that was. Is that the chili guy? Like, I made you eat your parents. That guy?
Did Obama? He worked with Congress on it. They negotiated.
Why can't Donald Trump do that? So he was the brilliant negotiator.
Did Obamacare work?
Again, that's
oh, that one doesn't count, though.
Never said it doesn't.
Obamacare fucked everything up.
Okay, so come up with a replacement that won't fuck everything up.
I'm not the president.
No, you're right, but you support the guy who can't come up with it.
Neither could Obama.
Obama had.
Actually, this is really great. I'll make the argument. Obama fucked it up, and Trump saying, "I better not touch that."
I disagree with that. I don't think Obama "quote unquote" fucked it up.
He certainly fucked it up.
And then what is it that needs to be replaced and fixed?
For me and my family.
Okay, you have a right to your opinion.
And I'm pissed about it. And you know what? Trump's saying I'm not going to touch it. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing.
So let's give tax breaks.
When I'm doing more of like a chill stream or whatever, that is the time to come in and like bring up something random and be like, oh, let's jump into it. That is the time. So again, make sure not only are you subscribed, but you hit the bell. You're going to want to know. You're going to want to know.
And I'm pissed about it. And you know what? Trump's saying I'm not going to touch it. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing.
So let's give tax breaks to the top 1%. That's a good solution.
That's not an argument.
No, it's not an argument. Let's
You literally just changed the subject.
No, I'm on the same
He's
subject.
done it like 5 times.
That's all he keeps doing. It's non sequiturs.
He brought up the ballroom out of nowhere.
So he's bad about DHS.
We're talking about healthcare. The guy who you support for 9 years have not come up with any solutions.
What are you?
Fix our
This doesn't
healthcare.
mean anything. You're saying nothing.
No, I'm saying
We
everything.
just agree to solutions, the bureaucracy. So what could Trump do more on that angle? You don't need Congress. You can just focus on the bureaucracy. What would you suggest that he do to eliminate certain regulations or change certain regulations?
What would I suggest that the president does? I'm okay with Obamacare. You're trying to paint me out as, Obamacare is horrible. It's terrible. I think it's saved millions of American lives. I disagree with you. For a lot of different reasons. First of all, there are people that did not have access to healthcare that have access to it now. There's a lot of people that are on Medicaid right now that would never have access to it if not for Obamacare.
So let me ask you, how many people is that?
How many people what?
How many people is that?
How many people that he's helped? It's impossible to come up with an exact number.
How many people did he hurt?
Flood the chats so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put 5 chats so I could bring the thing back up.
How many people that he's helped. It's impossible to come up with an exact number.
How many people did he hurt?
Again, impossible to come up with an exact number.
You actually don't know if it's good or bad.
I know it's helped me. I know it's helped my family.
Okay, so let's just slow down.
JK, I didn't realize I could delete it on my side.
You don't know the number of people it may have helped or it may have hurt.
But
so why is it bad? How many people have it hurt? Tell me.
So I just said it hurt me.
Okay, and it helped me.
Exactly. So if the predicate of the argument,
I missed this part a little bit. Let's back up a little bit.
Now, there's a lot of people that are on Medicaid right now that would never have access to it if not for Obamacare.
Let me ask you, how many people is that?
How many people what?
How many people is that?
How many people?
Everyone!
People that he's helped. It's impossible to come up with an exact number.
How many people did he hurt?
Again, impossible to come up with an exact number.
You actually don't know if it's good or bad.
I know it's helped me. I know it's helped my family.
Okay, so let's just slow down.
Yeah.
You don't know the number of people it may have helped or it may have hurt.
So why is it bad? How many?
But that I think that is, well, let me ask you guys. Do you think that the fact that both private and public healthcare is shit has to do with how bad the public system is, and that the private system only has to be slightly better in certain areas in order for it to be acceptable to consumers? Yay or nay?
Okay, so let's just slow down.
Yeah.
You don't know the number of people it may have helped or it may have hurt.
So why is it bad? How many people have it hurt? Tell me.
So I just said it hurt me.
Okay.
And
it helped.
Shout out to Kelly Green. Welcome to the party, sir. Very good to you. Yeah, right. We're helping you whether you like it or not. Yeah, it depends on how much it costs. But the other thing, I know that. I know that, brother, but I can't be having that shit up here. Where we go? Are you talking about how much private insurance costs? I think that's kind of what I'm saying is that in order for private insurance to be the better option, it has to be better. Like if this is public and this is private, it just has to be slightly better, and the cost needs to be needs to account for that. So by having public down here, then private only needs to be up here in order for it to be a good deal. Whereas if there's no public insurance and we just have private versus private, then there's a competition to bring down prices. You know, like capitalism.
Or it may have hurt.
So why is it bad? How many people have it hurt? Tell me.
So I just said it hurt me.
Okay. And it helped me.
Exactly. So if the predicate of the argument is
hurt some people, help some people,
and we don't know the exact numbers, but you benefited from it, now I was hurt by it, then we actually don't have a strong position on Obamacare, which was kind of my point. Trump complaining about it but doing nothing, I'm kind of like, it's kind of a moot point to me because this is, healthcare has been screwed up forever, continues to be screwed up.
So is our border. Our border.
So it's like, yes, it would be great, just like the border, if Trump were able to do something to fix it. But the fact that he's not able to fix it is not his fault. He didn't fuck it up in the first place.
This is, healthcare has been screwed up forever, continues to be screwed up.
So is our border. Our border's been screwed up forever too. What?
Until Trump fixed it.
Why don't you have the same approach to the border?
Because he shut down the illegal immigration?
Well, I'm just saying, for decades.
Has it changed?
You're just saying random shit. What is the question?
Screwed up.
So is our border. Our border's been screwed up forever too. Why don't you have the same approach to the border?
Because he shut down the illegal immigration?
Well, I'm just saying,
you're just saying what? You're not just saying anything.
For decades.
Has it changed?
For decades, we've heard the argument, but yet for decades, we've had undocumented immigrants coming into this country, whether it be George W. Bush or Barack Obama or Bill Clinton. We've heard from decades and decades and decades. Now we'll see.
Right. And so if Trump was making things better, but wasn't able to completely seal off the border, then we'd be like, okay, that's better, but that's not as good as perfect. But it's better than not being better. What the fuck are you asking? With the healthcare was made ad hoc, no planning whatsoever. Sounds like the government.
How this plays out.
Well, they probably planned out all the subsidies, but the care itself.
Or Barack Obama or Bill Clinton. We've heard from decades and decades and decades. Now we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, sure. There's not a lot of undocumented immigrants.
Now Trump's doing a lot.
There's not a lot of undocumented immigrants here.
A lot about it.
Well, he's doing a lot about it. I think he's going about it the wrong way. But at the same time,
okay, what would be the right way?
We could make arguments.
What should he do?
Well, do what they said they were going to do, and let's get the violent criminals out of
that's what we're doing.
This country first.
That is false.
At the RNC, they had signs that said mass deportations now. Mass.
Yeah, so this is another fake argument from the left.
What do you mean? Donald Trump said that.
The Trump administration said that they
right. Yeah, we want to get the violent people out as a priority, as we were discussing before. But that doesn't mean if you're not violent, we don't want you out of here if you're illegal. Again, these things aren't that. If you just listen.
We're going to deport all of them.
Tom Homan said their top priority
Everyone!
multiple times
Correct.
was going after
Indeed it is.
Okay. So
and what's your argument that it's not?
false? Because over 60% of the people that are being deported.
60% sounds like they're focused, doesn't it?
6 out of 10 have never committed a violent crime in their life.
You're saying 6 out of 10 didn't.
What percentage of illegal immigrants are violent criminals?
What do you think prioritization means? Do you think it means doing all of them first and then the other ones after?
Here's my idea of what prioritization wouldn't be. What they're
Prioritization? Is that a word? I'm pretty sure it's prioritization, but the government is all a clown show. Politicians we see aren't actually in competition. They're to cover the people who are actually in control. Israel specials. Who knows?
It means doing all of them first and then the other ones after.
Here's my idea of what prioritization wouldn't be. What they're doing right now, which is going outside of courtrooms, people that are seeking asylum and tackling them and arresting them. That's not, to me, those aren't the people that we should be putting as a priority or
Why not?
sitting outside of Home Depot.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live.
All right, guys. All right. That's all I got for you today. That's all I got for you today. I need to sleep. Guys, thank you so very, very, very much for hanging out. We will go, if anybody's in the after party, I will be there while I'm, getting everything ready. Again, you guys don't need me to hang out in the in the after party. But yeah, if you guys are there, I will be there. Thank you so very, very much. A big shout out to all of the donations and all the Guamlings. We got Behave and Box again. We had Guam Tech again. And of course, the sponsor of our stream, something that I cannot say on this platform. Shout out to Rumble. Shout out to Equality for the $20 Rumble rant. Thank you. Hey, you guys are members. Join the after party. That's why it's there. Thank you guys so very, very much. Once again, that is the Overlord Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka Oh my goodness. Thank you. My goodness. $50. I was like, I get to chill, not do any push-ups. Oh, man. All right, let's do some math. 77. Let's do, okay, just so I don't forget, we'll put 77. That's 6. And our sponsor, I'm just going to put Madness. Boom. Thank you. So very, very much. I was this close to being like, you know what? I'm not going to stream tonight. But you guys fucking came through. Look at that. Goal met. Oh, wait, I got to put met. The goal is met. So first, what I'll do, I honestly didn't expect this to happen, so let me go get Morty's treat first, and then it's time for some push-ups. Who gets a bone? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, guys. Thank you. And of course, let's pull that down so we can see our boy enjoying. Thank you so very, very much, guys. hitting that goal means that we've got some push-ups to do. I get to round down. So it is what, 35, 37, right? 36. Oh my God, I'm too dumb for this right now. 77 divided by 2, 38. Oh, 38. Okay, 38. Let's go. Oh, fuck me. Need to go. Pay yourselves, guys. You paid me. Now it's time to pay yourselves. 38. Here we go. 38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Oh my God. One shot. One shot, baby. Sick and puny, but coming through. And look at him. Just look at him. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Oh, so very, very much. Let's see where we at. I definitely will get some sleep now. There you go. Ain't spreading out shit except a pussy. Whew. Thank you. 38. Fuck you. I did 38. And I always do an extra one. But I'm going to die. Hell no, bitch. Hell no. My bond is my word. I know, bitch. You pay for it, you get it. That's how we do. Thank you so very, very much. Liberty, make him right. I mean, hey. He said the Ginger's just angry. He feels inadequate next to Tim. Tim should get rid of him, because the Ginger guy only loves to challenge Tim. He makes no sense. Well, that's the content, baby. That's the content. I don't see it. Don't count. Well, you just synced it. There we go. If I had whole chicken. Oh, I do have chicken thighs in the fridge, but I'm not fucking cooking right now. Oh, thank you guys so very much. I was like, yes, we're done. But now that it's done, I'll take the 50. Thank you so very, very much. Once again, we've got the Overlord Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Remember, guys, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.